All right, so where we left off, as you guys probably remember here, after destroying the Death Knight, you scrambled as fast as you could, still very tired, still very exhausted. All of you, except for Arteme, are still at level 2 exhaustion. Arteme still at level 1, of course, but as fast as your legs or brooms could carry you up to the temple, the Mephoan temple at Calderfell, as you heard the beating sound of heavy wings rapidly approaching. Let me jump us over there.
I'm still invisible too.
Yeah, you did greater invisibility anyways, right?
Well, only lasts 1 minute, so it's not great.
But as far as attacking things, though, you didn't.
Yeah, so I can
because
attack
it's greater.
anything.
Yeah. All right. So as far as lighting is concerned, it is very dim moonlight that you can see. It is about 4 a.m. at this point on the Tuesday, Towers Day. So it's you basically have the rest of today and tomorrow to get Oboe's bones in the ground at the burial site. But as far as lighting is concerned, it's very dark, except a glowing sphere of light behind you in the snow where the Death Knight's helmet is. Remember, Nazim had casted the light sphere on the helmet itself, meaning that it's left behind. It's not with you. So keep that in mind. As you rushed up the steps towards the front door there, Arteme, you still have 6 of the motes of light around your head. Those do emit a small amount of light, so there is, a small source of light surrounding you guys. In fact, I'll put that on for you. Unless Arteme disperses those. There you go.
I'm going to use them to heal us once we get inside.
Okay. Everybody rushing in?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and move yourselves. As you're rushing through the door, Arteme, go ahead and you can't go too far. Basically, just inside the door, wherever you would be, just inside. As you are sending those motes out, or where you would begin to disperse. This is still just a matter of a few seconds, not super long. Remember, the doors kind of don't close they don't open or close very well. They're basically kind of half open, and just the wind just blows them open as they are, just from the kind of aromatic pressure, environmental pressure. All right, let's go ahead and stop there real quick. Arteme, who are you sending the motes at?
Who's the heaviest damage?
Just looking around, you can see that Nazim is in pretty rough shape. Sarah's taken a hit. Avar is healed up now, thankfully. He was really low. And then you and Norok both have taken some hits.
6 left?
Yeah.
Who's worst off?
You guys can speak for yourselves.
Yeah, you can use another beat. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'll use one.
Low. I'm not terrible.
I'm fine. No worries here.
Okay, so I'll send 2 to Nazim, 2 to Sarah, 1 to myself, and 1 to Norok.
All right, go ahead and start rolling. First 2 to Nazim.
Okay. What do I roll for that?
Well, she will actually. Fox, I thought it's versatile. Click the versatile button for the healing.
Yeah, I rolled 1. I'm just waiting for it to go through.
Oh, okay.
It's just being very slow tonight.
I'm not seeing anything on my side. It seems fine over here. Are you sure the click took?
I don't know. It's not letting me click it again.
Hit F12, Fox. Well, if you're not sure what you're looking for, it wouldn't help. I don't see any errors for that, but I do see a new error from Enhanced Combat HUD, which we don't even need, so let me disable that. It's kind of cool, but nobody's actually using that, right? That module that I showed you guys?
Which
I
one?
don't think so.
It's Argon, the Combat HUD, the pop-up thing that looks a little bit like a video game style.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't use that, but I remember that.
It is pretty cool, but it isn't necessary at all. So let me disable that real quick.
I remember you showed us, but I don't remember using it too much because I can't remember how to go get it.
It honestly, if it was core, if it was built into the game, it would be pretty cool. But because it is a module and as complicated as it is, there's going to be some bugs and some issues, especially because it's still relatively new.
I found it just restarted here.
Yeah, I did it. I reloaded it on my side to get rid of that add-on because that add-on was causing some errors. Nobody was using it anyway, so it's just something that I wanted to see and see if it would be functional, but it's not worth any.
Is it the thing at the top bar or something else?
It was on the left. Yeah, it was one of the things you would click over there, but you could also bring it up. I think if you right-click, I just disabled it, but if you right-click your token, you could bring it up from there too. But it's gone now, so it doesn't matter. Go ahead and try your rolling of your healing again, Fox.
It just says game. It's black.
Yeah, mine's not loading back up.
Yes, I'm here. Oh, wait, now it's starting. Yeah,
It's
mine
just
loaded in.
being really slow.
Okay.
I refreshed.
I don't normally disable add-ons, in the middle of the game, but if that was going to cause errors, then better get rid of it sooner rather than later. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing any errors at all now, so we should be clear.
On computer.
It's half loaded.
Yeah, this is kind of a big map, so no problem. I didn't see any errors from that one earlier, but again, no real loss, so not worried about it. I wonder if that one would work if I popped it out. Yeah, pop-out definitely needs an update.
I tried the versatile again, and it doesn't seem to be good.
1 second, let me try that, and then we'll see if it lets me roll it for you. Alright, so that looks like it works at least. That's weird that it's frozen, though. And I can't see it because of pop-out. Alright. Let's see. Yep, I clicked it, and I'm not getting any roll either. What the hell?
We broke it!
Yep.
The hell
Pet card action.
is that?
What was what?
Did
The
anyone
weird
feel like
laughing.
weird laughing?
Oh, it's a soundboard. It's just a soundboard now.
I honestly God thought it was Sako being weird.
Interesting.
What makes you think I'm weird? It's Nazim.
It's only to see if that's weird. Ignore that. I'm just testing something here.
I'm just checking to see if I can
Okay,
roll.
well, it's 8d4 healing. So
Yeah,
can I just
okay,
do
so-
the d4.
Yeah, that's fine because it looks like everything else is rolling fine. It's just like I even rolled the damage from it just fine. It's just the versatile one of it. So it's probably the formula that I put in there for the versatile is probably what's wrong. Not actually
Okay,
because
so
I'm not
my-
seeing any other errors. So I don't. I don't see 80. There we go. Now I just see your 84. There we go. All right. So 21.
And 19 and 21 tomorrow.
Where's the 19? I didn't see the first one.
The first
above it.
one's up. Sorry, to Nazim. I was doing 2 to Nazim, 2 to Sarah, 1 to Mark, 1 to me, so.
All right. It's definitely something's definitely fucky because I only see the 21. As long as it's there, I don't care. But I didn't see the other one. I only see. In fact, actually, I don't see that on this one either. All right. Something's definitely weird. Let me reload the server, guys.
Okay.
Now I
tried
see a
rolling
16.
Yes.
Yeah, I see an 84. I see a 16 for that, but even the other one, I don't see it loaded correctly. So give me just a second. I'll bring the server down, and everybody can reconnect here in a sec. The 19 and the was it 19 and 22, Fox?
19 and 21.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can apply those. I'm just gonna bring the server down and back up. Usually, if there's any issues at all, I see errors in the console, and the only one I saw was related to that add-on. But let's see if it's running clearly afterwards. Oh, I believe you, Fox. I ain't worried about that. I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah, it's just
future roll
weird
didn't
that
go
it's
correctly.
there, but it's not there. Yeah.
Yeah. But the other one froze, so I mean, no surprise if it's still acting
Yeah.
strange. All right. Server is back up. You guys can reconnect here. Yeah, okay. As soon as I reconnected, I see the 19 and the 21. Everything looks normal.
Okay.
Like it, even showed me the ones that weren't there previously. So all good there. All right. So that's 40. Back to Nazim, if you want to add back to your hit points there.
Yep, 79.
All right. Fox, the next two we're going to Sarah.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll those.
I'm just waiting for it to go. If it goes. Why is it saying paused?
Hit space. Here, I might have to do it here. All right, did it go away? By default, when you reload the server, it loads it paused.
I got a question, Jeremy. I'm just looking through the expanded spell list for the Fiend. When it shows spell level and then spells, does this mean like if I'm 3rd level now, I get Fireball and Stinking Cloud also, or is that something different?
You didn't pick Fiend, so it wouldn't be those
Got
anyways.
I was looking at under my otherworldly patrons under
Yeah.
the class levels. Is there anything else I need to know about the Warlock level? I know.
Definitely check just in case there were any new ones. It would be under your. Do you remember the patron that you chose? I'll whisper it to you.
All right, thanks. I have it in my notes somewhere, I think, but
Look for that.
thank you.
I reloaded to see if it's gonna work because it was being weird.
Were you trying the versatile again?
No, I was just putting like the
8d4?
Yeah, 8d4, and pressing enter, and nothing was happening. So, yay, technical issues.
Yeah. We've been pretty smooth for a while, so of course it would be about time, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So it looks like I get Feign Death and Speak with Dead.
Okay.
Apparently, actually, I get a few spells. We can talk about it at the end of the game, though, unless you're not terribly busy right now.
No, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Once we get Fox's healing done here, we've got stuff to do. But
Okay, so 2 16s to Sarah, and 18 to Norok, and 23 to me.
Okay. So 32 to Sarah, 18 to Norok. What were you saying, Becky? You what?
I'm back at full health then.
Okay.
Like,
And with that, as soon as Artemis sends the last of the motes out from her head, she's got a kind of a glowing halo of these little floating starlight motes floating around her head, and each one keeps zipping off and hitting people and healing them as she's doing this. The last one impacting Norok, and the light goes out.
I'm gonna use my light cantrip.
Okay. All right. Then in that case, light goes back up. Artemis, that is. Well, we'll get to it here in a moment. Nazim, you still technically have concentration up on the light that is outside. Or sorry, not concentration, rather, but light up on the light that is up outside. Did you leave that up?
I never messed with it because, I punched him in the face.
Okay.
Lit up his face.
All right. Then as the group rushes inside of this hallway, trying to heal themselves as best they can via Artemis. There is an ear-piercing screech outside as the creature that you were, expecting crashes down in the courtyard beside or just behind you, and a head comes appearing in through the door, gnashing and trying to grab away at anybody that it can, as it's clambered up the steps and trying to reach out to grasp at anybody. It'll be Nazim and Sarah. Both of you make a dex save.
While I see that, I'm looking around. I would also like to cast light, but I'm going to do it on the big statue that's at the other far end of the room.
Okay. All right. And light is the one that is not. Yeah, dancing lights is concentration, but regular light is not. What is the radius on regular light?
I will click it for
20
you
foot sphere.
momentarily.
It's Sako just did, or Fox did a minute ago. 20 foot sphere. All right, so 20 foot sphere is to there. So
oh my god! Look at all. He's got so many pixels. We're done for.
He is not high res enough to be this, but I didn't have a decent white dragon image there. Well, both Nazim and Sarah, as it shoves its head in through the doorway and gnashes its teeth around you, is able to grab onto each of you for a bite. Oh, actually, you can. Yeah, 17. Well, 17 hurt or hit either of you. I think it hits both of you.
That's
Actually,
reactions.
yeah, your AC is well. Yeah, your AC both. I think is 13. 36 damage to each of you. And let's go ahead and... I don't know that we'll actually need to be... Maybe. Go ahead and hop in initiative real quick.
I can't bring my character sheet up when I click on my name in the player thing.
Double-click your token.
Oh, okay.
Or just right-click yourself and then click the icon below.
Hang on, I'm reloading.
Okay.
Because when it came back up, it just brought me back into the thing. I didn't have to re-enter the game, so I'm doing that now. So maybe
Gotcha.
Coming back.
I'm probably visible now, by the way. I thought it probably would have been long enough time for me to have just popped back in and be normal.
All right. Put that on 2. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just put him in initiative and C, just to make it fair here. And he rolled really low. All right. So we'll start then with Fogo. You saw, hearing this crash outside, you see that the face of this ancient white dragon's head just shoved in through. It has to turn its head sideways, and then you see the sideways maw smash around both Nazim and Sarah, rather, and then start to pull away. And you can see the just as the snout begins to pull away, you can see this kind of a tube almost that's in the back of its throat, beginning to pull back, like it's beginning to tense, like it's about to do something. You can probably guess what that is. You have a very brief moment to react. What are you doing?
And its head is completely inside the doors, right?
It pulled its face. Basically, its nose is still slightly through the door. That's about it. It can't fit through the door. It's just about to do something. You get the impression.
Well, I am going to run over to the door. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, about 20 feet. And are Sarah and Nazim, are they dropped back on the ground?
Yeah, he snapped at them, but he couldn't pull his head back through. He can't get a clean shot at him, so he basically just bit both and then let go and retracted his head.
Are there... So that giant statue that looks at the beginning, does it look as though it's attached to the ground? Or does it look like it's maybe the feet aren't actually attached, or would I not know?
I would say you probably wouldn't know.
That looks heavy, large, that could go against the door? Or is it all part, is all built in?
Maybe. You'd have to get the snout pushed back far enough first, but yeah, maybe. Yeah. The pews are heavy stone, but they don't look like they're attached to the floor.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my 5th level spell to animate the pews.
Okay.
And you can DM determine how many of those pews I can raise.
What's
and
the weight?
What was that?
What's the weight of... Isn't there a weight limitation or something?
I'm not sure. It's just small, medium, large, and huge objects.
Okay. They'd be probably large.
Sure. So I think with large, I can bring 2 large objects. I always have so much trouble finding it on this one.
That's a huge spell. It's one of the longest spells in 5th edition, I think.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's 2. So I basically pick up 2 of these concrete from my safe little corner, and I would kind of push them. I'll actually move a little bit to allow me to have better viewing of the door.
Okay.
And then I will use those, and I'll just have them move directly against the door to push it and close it, using their combined strength.
Okay.
Which is, let's see, combined strength is plus. Strength is 14, so that's 2 strength of 14 to close the door. And
that's going to be a contested strength roll against the. Okay, all right.
So
go ahead and make your.
go
ahead and make the strength check with their whatever their stat roll would be.
All right.
So their strength is
so it's
plus
14,
2.
so
Yeah.
plus 2.
Yep.
All right, I'll roll a d20. Yes.
Oh shit.
So
He's got a
22
plus
total.
8. Oh damn! He's got a plus 8 and still rolls too low. All right,
And
you see.
This requires concentration, but I'm going to hold concentration to keep them pushing up against the door for as long as they can.
So its face is kind of still just partway through it, with the double doors kind of on either side, like kind of covering its eyes almost, basically. The pews smash against it, trying to push the nose back, trying to force it back as best as it can. With its seeming surprise, the dragon retreats its head slightly enough, just that the doors aren't quite shut completely. The snout is still barely through the doorway, and he's kind of just pushing against it, trying to force the doors back open as the pews are fighting it, trying to push it back. It for Pogo's turn?
No, I'm going to use my remainder of my movement to move as far back as I can.
Okay.
And I forgot, by the way, light is a touch spell, so it doesn't actually work on the statue, so that was my bad. So I'm pretty much in the dark back here.
Yep. Right.
I'm going to move, I think I probably have 5 more feet. Actually, I will try to do my best to hide behind one of these pillars. And as a bonus action... this only works if I attack, right? Let me double check.
Can you guys see?
I can use
you guys
dash.
can't see the. Can you see the token of the dragon with its snout on the door? Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, I can't anymore because I'm too far away. But I'm going to use dash as my bonus action to try to go to the very far end of the room, as best as I can, and then, is there anything back here as I'm kind of fumbling around in the dark? Is there anything that I
mean,
find?
you still have, just whatever your max movement is. When you make your way back to that corner, you kind of trip over like what feels like it's supposed to be a stair, and then kind of stumble forward, and that's it.
Okay, so I'd probably be back here thinking there's maybe a door, but I'll just post up right here in the far corner of the room, and that is my turn.
All right, then that will bring us to Shok. Shok, shoving Avar kind of out of the way as best he can, is going to move himself forward and then try to throw an axe at just a hand axe at, I guess a javelin actually, because I don't have hand axes on him.
That's still pretty close though, right?
What's that?
Door's still pretty much closed, right?
Most of the way, but there's still there's a bit of snout kind of stuck between the doors that are trying to force it shut. So he's still he's got a tiny amount of space, not enough to really
Sure.
do much. He certainly can't bite through it. That's for sure.
Just to let everyone know, if I lose concentration, that door's coming flying open faster than girls start on prom night.
Try that. It will not hit, especially not through the door. That brings us to Nazim. Nazim, he is right behind you after you just got a pretty nasty bite, as he's trying to shove his way through the door. What are you doing?
That's right where I want him. I got him.
You did this. You trapped him, huh?
This was my plan the whole time. Easy peasy. All right, so he's literally breathing down my neck right now.
Pretty much. In fact, actually, looking back into its maw, you see this tube at the back of its throat, like where the tonsils might be, that is tensing, and it seems like he's about to do something.
Sorry to correct you, but I see opportunity.
All right. Well, let's see what this opportunity is.
You should be a motivational speaker.
Before the transformation, that's what I was. All right, so we have right above us. We have someone here. Okay, perfect.
That's Sarah's right next to you.
Correct.
She was also
now right behind Sarah and right behind me, in between the snout and myself. I'm going to cast 6 charge of my staff for Wall of Force.
Okay.
I can produce a 10-foot by 10-foot panel, up to 10 panels. So what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like it's 8 panels to go from that top wall to the bottom wall. I don't know if you can count that or...
you're talking about squares? When you say panels, you're talking about 5-foot squares?
Yeah, pretty much 10 foot, 10 foot.
10 foot by... Okay, so, well, it'd be 10 by 10, and each square is only 5 feet, so you actually have more than you need.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast Wall of Force right behind myself, creating a barrier between the snout and our backs.
All right.
So that is completely sealed off.
Okay.
Let me take off my charges here.
The ceiling is still up a good ways, so you could do... With 10 by 10...
The ceiling's higher than 10 feet right there in the entryway?
Yeah, you're in like a church. You're in like a temple entrance. The vestibule area probably isn't quite that tall. I'd say that I mean, you're going to have to move because you're in the way right now. Like if you were to block that off with 5 by 5 squares, then you would be inside of it. But if you and Sarah move like further inside and then blocked it off, you could go up to the ceiling.
I don't know if I could do that with Sarah there. I can probably move forward 1 step here.
Yeah.
Boom. And then block the whole thing off if possible.
Sarah's still in the way is the thing, which means you're going to have to wait till Sarah does it. So you can, if you want to, you can hold your action until Sarah moves out of the way and then do it.
Okay, that works.
You want to do that? Okay.
Let me move my full amount then down here.
All right.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, because I'm tired. Okay.
There's an elevator back here or anything of that nature.
And then I'm going to go ahead and expel 6 charges from my staff. Let me remove that. Well,
it'll be once. Well, the thing is, like, even the rest of the move, depending on how you're doing it, do you need to be like within touch range of where you start the field or anything?
It needs to be. Oh shoot! Go back.
You're about Wall of Force, right?
Wall of Force, correct.
At a point you choose within range. No, you don't have to touch it. So you can start it at a at the space. You don't have to be close to it to start it.
Now it says that the wall is only a 1/4 inch thick, so there's no 1/4 inch leeway between Sarah and that snout right there.
I was sorry. I thought it was squares as you were describing it, but if it is, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean you could do it. There's more than a 1/4 inch between her and the snout. Yes. So thanks to there wouldn't have been except that the fighting pews are trying to force the doors shut.
Okay, let me go ahead and use those points. Deducting here, deducted, staff retribution, and cast. Sorry. Wall force and cast spell. It says place measure template. Okay.
You can either uncheck that or. I mean, you can click it, it won't matter. Yeah, that's fine. We know where you're trying to do it is just blocking the door there, but it would actually be a line and not a square, and by default it would try to do a square, so...
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. That's by default it would try to do it that way, but that's okay. We know what you're trying to do. Alright.
Alright, looks like I bought us maybe a few seconds of time here.
And you're getting out of the way afterwards?
Yes, I'm actually moving behind the wall here.
Oh, okay.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Alright. That brings us to Norok then. Norok, you see a shimmering wall. Is it opaque or clear? I think when you did it before, you made it opaque. Do you get to choose?
I think you choose. I mean, I could just make it clear because I want to see that fire blast himself in the face.
Let's see. I'm going to say that you can choose if you want to. I think you made it opaque last time when you guys had blocked off Cope. But yeah, if you're going to make it clear, that's fine. All right, Norok. So you see that shimmering field right behind you, the dragon right behind it trying to force its way through the door.
Alright, I'm going to ask Sako, or I'm going to say, Ainzine, can I shoot through that wall that you just popped up or no?
Nothing can physically pass through that wall. It's immune to all types of damage, and it can't be dispelled. So essentially we just bought some time for us to GTFO.
Shit. Might as well get started. Can I stand there, G, or is that a pillar sticking out of the wall?
You can be against the wall there, yeah.
Alright. I'm hiding.
Okay, that if your turn then?
Yeah, and I guess if it gets within... if it somehow gets within melee range or something, I'll ready an action to whack him, but otherwise I'm staying there.
Okay. Alright. That brings us to Sarah. After a very nasty bite. Still up, though. You guys didn't take that much from it. Nazim's in bad shape again, but...
It's okay, I can get bit by dragons all the time.
That's a Tuesday. Wish this pop-out thing worked better. I've never used it before, really, until this time, because this time it seemed like it began. Let me turn this down a little bit.
Mine's broken right now.
Yeah, it keeps trying to load the entire UI, so in the top right, Sako, you'll have a tiny caret arrow at the very top right, and you can hit that to collapse the taskbar. That'll at least help a little bit.
Alright, did Pogo say there was a door on his side?
I don't think I said that. I probably am just still feeling around in the dark.
That's probably more of a Justin thing that was said rather than a Pogo thing.
Right, well, there's a door over here, and I'm going to use my action to dash to it.
Okay.
Because I'm on the broom. Can I dash on the broom?
Nope.
Fuck, okay. Stuck right
It's
here.
60 feet on the broom, and that's it, so... Unless you jump down and then run, I suppose. I guess you could do it that way. That's cheating a little bit, but you were not far off the ground anyway, so I suppose that's fair.
It wouldn't matter because dashing is 60 feet for me, so... If the broom has 60 feet, I'm stuck there.
Okay.
So I will use my action then for Shadow Skin.
All right.
And
In case he tries to bite you again.
yeah, and then I'm just gonna stay behind this pillar right here.
All right. That brings us to Arteme. If he had rolled any higher, guys, you'd have been fucked. He got a fucking 7 on initiative, and the only person after him is Avar.
Okay, I am going to use Firestorm on him, and
you can't get through the wall.
do the open
You know
door.
what? You guys had seen this wall once before. I was going to say that you wouldn't know that, except that Nazim had used the wall to encapsulate.
Oh, okay, I can't.
adjunct dope. Yeah.
Okay, so I can't use it through his wall, but I'd be able to use it through the door. Oh, damn.
Yeah, you
That's
would.
my-
Yeah, a spell would definitely be able to hit through the gap in the door, but the wall of force is right behind the gap in the door, and so the doors are being forced against by the pews, and then the wall of force is right behind those. So the doors keep smashing into the pews smashing into the wall, and there's just not enough space for the door to be opened at all.
Okay,
Can I just say, all of you are putting way too much faith in the construction of this building.
okay, so nothing can go through it. Is there a back door or something?
Well, you heard Sarah shout. I think that there was a door over there. I think.
I can't see Cher. I'm guessing she's on the other side of the building from me.
Can I shout out what I see?
You would have heard. Yeah, exactly. So if you guys were shouting, you would have heard Sarah shout from far to the south of you.
You're so far away! Fuck!
Can no one see in here?
I can
I
see.
can't see anything. That's why I'm not sure if I found something or not. I'll know
Yeah,
on my next
Nazim
turn,
and Sarah are the only two
Can
that
I
have
shout
some
out what I
now.
see?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
just in
move.
case anyone needs it, there's a door in the lower left corner and a door in the upper left corner. These might be possible escape routes or possible new rooms. We don't know yet.
I'm gonna go open this door.
Okay.
I hate not having dark vision this game.
Yeah, but I mean, compare it to your game though, where everybody can see in the dark just by default. You know, like I had to take a special class feature for it, but to me, nobody else would have been able to. You know, none of the rest of them, just racial abilities.
Okay, it looks like an empty room.
Arteme, yeah, it looks like a small empty room. It's an anteroom. This is clearly a temple. There's a small, like, what's the word I'm looking, like a bust, essentially, sitting off of a table on the far side, and that's it. But that's about as much time as you'd have. I mean, if you want to do, like, a perception check or something, you can, but apart from that, you know, you wouldn't have much more time to, like, search or you know, do much else for your 6 seconds.
It's gonna do a perception check, and well, I should have.
Oh, shit.
Does it automatically count the advantage on that?
For what? It doesn't, no, but what's the advantage from?
Feature.
Oh, your investigation and
Observant, yeah.
Your observant feat. I forgot about that. No, you would have needed to roll that with advantage, but go ahead and roll it just in case. 20 is already really high, but let's see if you get any better.
Yeah. That was perception, right?
Yep. All right. With a 20, as you pass through the doorway, the light cantrip that did you put it on your quarterstaff? You always put it on your orbs. You always put it on the little glass orb things, right?
Yeah, my little glass one.
Yep. Then the light emitting from that catches off of something in the room. You don't really have time to see what it is, but there's a small reflection of something just because you rolled really high. Catches your just a brief flash of a reflection catches your attention, but that's it.
Oh.
Any bonus actions?
No, I'm just gonna.
Just gonna what?
I'm just going to prepare.
You cut off again. Just gonna prepare?
Sorry, I'm just gonna prepare, produce the flame.
Okay.
Next time.
Okay. Then that will bring us to the white frost that feeds. The creature in the doorway there, in a fury and anger, you hear it just a smash and another smash as the building rattles all around you. As clearly he smashed one claw into basically the front side of the building and the other into the roof up above, where he smashes at the building in anger. It seems like the building's holding. It seems to be made of stone, but there is a lot of vibration and rattling, and an insane amount of dust and little bits of broken stone crumble all around you. Collapsing down from the ceiling. Yeah, really. And in a rage, you see what little you can see through the slit in the door as these animated pews are still trying to force the door shut. The pews push the door as the creature retreats. His head pulls away, and you hear a screaming roar as it smashes its face back into the doorway. The doorways slam open a little bit. The pews smash against the inside of the wall of force, so it can't actually force its way through. And then it lets a gout of ice blast, trying to hit all of you. That's who it would have hit, as you
cool
saw.
Cool sound effect, by the way.
That would have really ruined the days of everybody except for Nazim and Norok, I think, and Avar, actually. If it hadn't hit the doorway or hit just the inside, kind of filling this tiny little vestibule area between the pews and the wall of force. But it is immediately frosted up. The inside of the wall of force is frosted over with. You can't see it anymore. You can't see through it to see the creature at all. But it is still kind of angrily bashing against the outside of it as the pews are able to force the door shut. It's just filled with ice. There's not really enough room for the ice to go anywhere else. So it's essentially stuck in there and can't really get out. With the door shut, you can still hear the creature outside, but it is kind of banging against the walls and doing what it can to try to get inside, but is seemingly not capable of doing so. I'm going to go ahead and mark the doors as shut.
Man, if we only did some type of a elemental bane to frost at that moment.
So what are you guys doing?
Whose turn is it? Avar's?
Avar is
Avar.
Avar is shivering and in fear, not in cold. Although the place is still quite cold. He runs over to the corner there, kind of chattering his teeth, and he's still got his bow drawn, just kind of looking around like he's not sure what to do.
Follow my voice.
You hear child feet, very large child feet, clambering through the dark. There's a stumble. And a polite curse word, and then more movement as you hear him coming in your direction. You think he's standing close by.
All right.
Your turn.
Oh, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cast light on my sword, and so that I can see something. I'll
okay.
Turn on my
yeah, you can right-click yourself and hit the torch. Yeah. Torch should be working better now. I checked it. It seems like
and then is this a door do I now see a door in front of me, or is it just stairs going down?
It is a door. It looks like it hasn't been opened in a very, very long time.
I'm opening the door.
Give me a strength check.
Okay.
You turn the knob and it feels like it should open, but it does feel like it's kind of stuck. Like it might take a little bit of effort to get it open. For now, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the battle music here.
Oh, I won't do it.
He's still going to be trying to get in, but with a 6, you try and are not quite successful. Avar kind of shoves you aside. Hey, let me try.
Get in here, giant child.
He is quite a bit bigger than you still, so... Hey, he rolls enough. With him, he kind of, I would say between the two of you, really, you'd already kind of loosened it a little bit, right?
The second
But
the second he pushes through, I'm going to use my little halflingness to run past him, so in case there's any danger, I'm going to get in the middle of the room, and I'm going to pull him into the room and look around and try to just see if there's any danger in here as of now.
There is a very long dead, like possibly hundreds of years, maybe, long dead corpse of a Yogg laying on a bed in the corner.
Yes.
Other than that, nothing moving. And no other exits, no windows.
I'm going to yell out the door. Guys, there's a room in here, but I don't see any other way out. Just an old dead person. Just to let you know, Avar's with me.
All right. Bringing us to Shok. Shok kind of walks up to the doorway, to the wall, and kind of pushes his hand on it, like he's make sure that it's solid. He looks over at Nazim, kind of questioningly. He can't speak, but he just looks in Nazim's direction as best he can. It is still very dark in here. Nazim, you can see him, but he can't really see you very well. It is your turn.
Oh, I'm just gonna look back at him and just shrug like it's nothing.
He kind of still facing the doorway with his greatsword drawn, just in case. Or facing the doorway, yes, but the wall of force with it is frozen over. What are you doing?
Can I move over to the main statue in the middle?
Yeah. We'll go ahead and for now, guys. Let's go ahead and we'll continue through basic initiative order, but don't worry about simple limitations like movements and stuff like that, as long as it's not outrageous.
Gotcha. I'll just take a moment to just use perception and just see if I can find anything unique or special about the statue from either a switch or a trap or something of significance.
Give me a perception check with advantage. Give me 2 checks. One perception check and the other one history, both with advantage.
I'd be like, you do history or religion?
Not religion in this case.
Oh.
All right. The perception check. It's a very large human statue, 2.5 times scale, let's say, about 12 feet or so. 14 feet rather. And he is staring down, like toward the fuse are basically. He's kind of staring like down to the middle of the room, right past you, like right over your head, essentially. But it seems odd that he's staring in such a precise direction. Usually, a statue like this would not be built in such a way where it would be staring downward; it'd be staring straight ahead, maybe even up. So it seems odd that it's staring in such a weird way. History check. There is something. You know what? Is it 19? No, 19's high enough. That is very clearly the same humanoid as was outside the Death Knight that you killed. Destroyed. 2 minutes ago. At this point, it's a statue of that same person.
Okay. Could I move over to the pews that he's staring at, specifically this one?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can move over there.
Is there anything of significance on this pew?
We'll come back just because I want to make sure that everybody gets time to move through. But yeah, we'll come back to that on your next go round.
Okay.
Okay. What's Nork doing, G?
I'm going to go over and investigate with Nazim. Could I do a memory check? Would Norak have remembered this room being here previously? Like if I did a memory check, would that be possible?
Wouldn't even need a memory check for it. Yeah, this room was like you used to have to come through this temple. Like you would come inside here to get into the Undercroft, and then the Undercroft you would have to go down through. There's some tunnels down there that you guys had to kind of break down. This wasn't you personally. This was your ancestors of the Yogg had to break down the walls of the Undercroft to get into where your burial grounds were. All this stuff was built on top of the burial grounds. But when you came through here before, yes, there were stairs in the back of the room here leading down into the Undercroft.
Okay. And do I know how to get them back, or were they, here last time, invisible last time, and they're not now? You know what I mean?
You gotta destroy a wall somewhere.
The stairs, you mean?
Yeah.
The stairs were in the back of the room.
Okay.
You have to go ham on some construction.
You see a floating purple angry halfling, dragon-bitten halfling floating on a broom with her shadow form on, her shadow skin.
Okay.
You can move around her, yeah. I mean, she's just not that big. You could cut her to shove her out of the way, probably.
That's true. Yeah, but I'll be nice this time. I'm gonna start investigating and see if I can remember exactly where that
Well,
was.
so it was. So I'm gonna move you a little bit. You see Arteme in the corner there, and kind of you come over here and then peer around the corner. I'm just gonna do that for you just to show you. Back there, right now, you see like a step, like a little stone step, and then flat tiles.
Okay.
Where stairs had been previously.
Can I try to pick one of those up?
They're like the floor. Basically, there's a step and then solid floor is what it looks like.
Okay. So if I use Vulcan or something, can I try to pry it out, like get in between the tiles?
You can give it a shot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and I mean, you haven't used an action at all yet. All you did was walk over there. So go ahead and give me a strength check with advantage.
Right.
I think you'd have you're not raging, but you would, you'd have advantage on for Stoneborn or whatever it is, the stone form or something like that. Whatever the.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't I have advantage from the thing that makes me a?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That one, the Yogg thing, Mountain Born or whatever it's called. So yeah, with advantage there. You put every bit of might you can beneath it. You try first with Vulcan, and then not wanting to realizing it's going to take more effort than that. You pull a crowbar out of your. I think you have a crowbar out of your bag and try that, and there's no budge at all. It's like solid, as if it's always been there.
All right.
And that'll bring us to Sarah.
Right. Well, seeing Norok mess with these stairs, I'm gonna go investigate this statue on the broom.
Okay.
Just like fly all over it and see if there's anything to push or move that may, switch something that'll open the stairs for us.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Oh,
or investigation. You can choose either one. Probably investigation would be a bit more useful here. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, you do a thorough route flying around this statue multiple times, as many times, as much as you can. You don't see anything that stands out.
Alrighty.
Any bonus actions?
No.
All right. That brings us to Arteme. Arteme, Norok, you see him right in front of you trying his best to pry these tiles off the floor, but you can see those stones they're solid. They're not, they don't look like they were just laid here haphazardly. It seems like it's always been there, as far as you can tell.
Okay, so there's some kind of secret entrance in the floor?
Norok?
Sorry. Yes, it looks like they did cover some stairs here. And I'll show her, where you can see the first little stair.
So. Yeah, it's just one little ledge of a step essentially that is kind of up. It's only 3 inches tall, and then it's solid stone the whole way across. Just like the rest of the floor tiles, it all looks the exact same. It looks the same age. It really looks like it was always there.
Okay. Yeah, there's stairs right here though.
Okay, I'm gonna use produce flame and throw it at it to see if it does anything.
Okay. You fling your little mote of fire at it, and it it singes away the dust that was on the specific spot that it hit. Beyond that, there's no effect. You can't really miss the floor, so I wasn't gonna make you roll the damage roll the attack roll for it. But Arteme probably could. The rest of you probably couldn't miss the floor. But yeah, singes away a little bit of dust that was there. That's about all.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'll just move into the room.
Okay.
Take a bit of a better look around.
Okay. The thing that caught your eye, the little glimpse of reflection when you first came through with your light, is on the little. It's on the stand over on the right side of the room. You can make your way over there to go look for it. As you're doing so, though, there is a cacophonous crash as this very angry beast outside is smashing against the side of the building. Everybody give me dex checks.
Can I close the door real quick?
Well, it's already closed right now.
Well, no, I was going as soon as I hear that, I would want to close the door.
Okay. With a natural one. Arteme is rattled off of her feet and falls down. Sarah, you're actually on the broom, so you technically wouldn't have anything to worry about there. Nazim,
Holy
Jeez,
shit!
everybody's rolling awful except for Pogo and Sarah. Well, Sarah didn't need to roll too high, but
backflip away apparently.
let's see: Norok, Nazim, Arteme. Who are we missing? Sarah? No, everybody's there. Never mind. It's only a D4, but of small bits of rock and rubble clinking down. Nazim, you get hit in the eye with a little bit of like a broken bit of stone as this dragon is just wailing, like just clawing and smashing into the top of the roof as best it can, sending down little chunks of old dust and timber and stone that kind of plink against each of you. Go ahead and each of you just subtract the 4 except for Pogo and Sarah. He can't really get in easily, but I will tell you that there is a point at which it will be able to get in because the place is an impenetrable and he's larger than the building. With enough time, he could make his way in. Avar, I didn't have Avar, and he doesn't have very many hit points, so I should probably actually have him roll. Let me just bring everything to a halt while I find Avar's dex save. All right, he's fine.
Hey.
All right, back to Pogo.
All right, listen. We need to find some way out of this place. I'm talking to Avar. All right. Real quick, we gotta find. There's always some weird key or something, and I'm gonna start looking through both this dead body and using my sword as my light. I'm gonna look through this room and the dead body or anything on here that looks like it might be a secret passageway. I hear what they're doing in the other room, but it doesn't sound interesting. No one's really
doesn't sound entertaining.
No one's really
That's what
yelled
you were
like,
gonna say,
"Hey,
huh?
here's the way out." Like no one seems to have explicitly made me think like there's a way out. And the dragon is closer to that room, so I don't want to deal with that. So I'm gonna look through this room to see if I can find specifically anything that'll give me a hint as to if there's a way out of this fucking building. Because I'm pretty sure Norok also never said like there's another way out of this building. But I'm scrambling around here looking for something.
So you would have, just because it's not that far, and other than the dragon outside, you're not hearing any sounds. It's silent in here except for that, basically. You would have heard Norok talking about there's supposed to be stairs right here, and heard him grunting trying to pry that up. But apart from that, that's as much as you would know.
Yeah, well, maybe what if underneath the stairs there's a locked door? I need to find out.
All right. Give me an investigation check. Are you asking Avar to help you?
Yeah, I'll ask Avar to help me.
All right.
I'll go ahead and look more through the dead body, and he can look through the rest of the room.
Okay. He didn't use his last turn, so you can have his turn will be helping you. Shit, natural 20.
Take it.
Yeah, minus a d6. All right. You searching through as best you can. You rifle through this stone desk in the corner. There aren't even drawers. It's basically just a little stand on top of the desk. There are old scrolls that as soon as you touch them, they begin to melt away. They just kind of crumble away as soon as they're moved or touched in any way. Plus, most of them are kind of mildewed over anyways. You can't really read anything that could have been on them. The Yogg corpse on the bed. There is clearly something like beneath him, like he was holding on to something, and he's been, there so long there's not even smell, like it's just long since mummified. But it is much too large for you. Give me a strength check. You try to roll him over as best you can, trying to just grab onto his shoulder and pull it, and the body is just so stuck in place and essentially petrified that as you go to pull away, you end up tearing the shoulder and the arm off. It just kind of falls in dust on the side of the bed, beside him on the bed, but the body did not roll.
Avar, can I tell what it is?
What? So he's laying on like a. You know what vellum is?
Vellum?
Yeah, so think like really thick leather. In this case, this is ancient vellum, but vellum is sheepskin. It's basically what architects draw on. It's like paper, except much more durable, I guess you'd say. Like a thick, like a leather sheath of writing instrument. Like paper.
Right. So I already used my action. Let me see if I've got a bonus action that could help me fucking destroy this body or something.
Avar does not seem like okay with this, by the way. Avar seems like disturbed that you're like tearing this body apart.
Don't care. You know what? I'll just nope. I'm going to. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go open the door, shine my sword out in front of it, and see if I can. Oh, I still can. Are they like behind the fucking? Here, I have some movement. I will run out just to see what's going on. You stay here, Avar. You fucking child. Oh, they're
Are
over
you
on
gonna
the other
curse
side
at
of the statue. Yeah, stay there.
Poor kid.
Mind your manners. And then I'm just gonna yell, "Let me know when you're done." I'm gonna go back in this room and close the door. Open it back up. I've got the kid though, so just let us know.
After you curse at him too.
Yeah, that's my turn. I can't do anything else right now, so that's my whole turn. I'm feeling pretty safe, and I'm not totally sure what's going on out there, and I'm gonna let them figure that shit out, since I can't seem to find a way to help them more. So that's good. I'm babysitting.
Brings us to Nazim.
Is Shok dead?
No.
Right. I'm gonna.
He's in front of the door. He's in front of the forest wall.
Investigate these pews out here, kind of where the statue's looking down onto.
Okay.
See if I can find any type of a switch or any type of a movement, anything that maybe a secret path or anything like that.
Give me an Arcana check. You feel like there's something in the vicinity, a recent rill that you've sensed recently, I guess is how I'd say that, but you're not able to find the source with that rill. Bonus actions?
No bonus actions at this time, no.
All right, that'll bring us to Norak.
You know what? Wait, actually, no, never mind. Just kidding.
Okay. All right, I'm going to see if I can use Vulcan and smash the damn stoves. See if we break.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Okay.
You bring the axe down on the stones, and it clinks off of it the same way that you would expect a regular stone to. Go ahead and roll the damage. Tiniest of a chip. It's going to take you a month if you have to chip through this way. Not really a month, but, you know, it would take quite a while. Probably more time than you have, considering the situation outside.
Okay.
All right, back to Sarah.
Right. I guess I'll go investigate what's in this room.
Okay. You see Arteme in there picking up something off of the little. There's a word for that, and I can't think of the word off the top of my head, but like a shrine almost, basically, with a little human-shaped bust. Looks like a clergy, like a priest of some sort, is the bust. But you don't recognize them; they're almost certainly long since dead, of course. But just picking something up off of the little altar-shaped thing and looking at it.
Find anything that'll help open the door? Or the stairs?
Arteme, what you picked up, since you're next anyways, what you picked up is a plate-sized piece of glass, like a lens. It looks like a monocle, I guess. You guys know what a monocle is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's about a foot in diameter. The big glass lens with a metal ring around the outside. Fox, you there?
How much in diameter? Sorry, it's how much in diameter?
About a foot in diameter. Like a plate, like a dinner plate sized glass lens.
Does it seem like it would fit over the statue's one of his eyes or anything? Or would it be too big for that?
It'd be about the size of his head almost. It doesn't. It looks like it'd be bigger than the statue. Sarah, Arteme, are you gonna let her see it? Fox? Are you...
This not going through?
Yeah, like I'm hearing the last bit of what you said.
Oh,
Like it's
I
cutting
said
off the
yeah.
first word. Okay.
Weird.
Yeah, it was cutting off like the first part of what you were saying. So since it was probably a single word response, it was cutting off the whole word. But all right, in that case, then Sarah, you see what looks like you've seen Mephuin text before. I don't think you can read it, but you do recognize the language written in around the outside of it on the ring.
Great. So then this is what I'm going to do. Where'd it go? God damn it. Wasn't it a first level spell? Oh, yep, right there. Alright, so I'm going to cast Comprehend Language.
Okay.
And see what it says. I have to touch it.
I'll hold it out.
Okay. It is a repeating phrase, and it says it over and over again. It just says it, multiple times surrounding the ring, and it says that over and over. In Mephuin.
Oh, it says to keep him sealed.
Keep him sealed. Okay.
Yep, that's great. And then I'm going to use 2 of my... Do we get to use our new shit yet?
Yeah, you guys had your long rest.
Great, so I'm going to use 2 sorcery points to cast Message as a bonus action, and I am pointing it straight across and being like, Pogo, do you still have Shatter? Like, maybe you could shatter some of this stone so we can get down these stairs so we don't die. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do that. I mean, give me like a few seconds here, and I'll be right back with you. I'm just trying to, babysit this child you brought along against my will. Remember that?
He gives you a very confused, and then like as soon as he realizes what you're saying, like kind of sad look. I'm helping.
Sure. Fine.
All right.
Pulling that guy's arm off so we can get the thing underneath him.
He's like kind of backing against the wall. He does not like being, in the room with this mummy that you're trying to tear apart. That brings us to Arteme.
Okay.
Just wants the leather.
Guess I'm gonna move out of this room if there's nothing else in it.
Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, I mean, it looks like what you'd expect the room to look like. There doesn't appear to be anything interesting or valuable, as far as you can tell.
And I'm gonna go and help try and look for stairs.
Okay. You see Norok is trying, he's wailing away at the stone there. He's trying to prying it up. He chipped a small chunk out of the stone, but, it didn't reveal stairs, let's say. In checking the room there, you see Nazim in the center of the room, kind of looking around, all around like the open air up towards the statue. The statue is looking down essentially at him, or the basic space where he is, or at least might be the space right above his head. And kind of searching around, but apart from that, nothing stands out. You still hear, of course, the dragon outside very angrily beating away at the whole frame of the building. Give me a nature check with advantage, Fox. You feel like you probably only have maybe a minute until that thing outside finds a way inside.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say we have about a minute before things go to all hell.
Pardon me. And Nazim, assuming that Nazim would, this could go real bad. Nazim, you did take some damage there from the plinking down of bits of timber and stone, remember? Hang on, never mind.
Nazim clubs.
So, that's fine, but it was stuff falling from the ceiling. It was basically, as the dragon is just smashing away at the building here, bits of the... pardon me. Bits of stone and timber from the roof are falling down, like just little sharp rocks and shit. But... Sorry, let me get some water there. Now, Nazim took 4 points of damage from the falling stones, right? He's supposed to have concentration up, holding the wall of force open. Remember? But He casted it from his staff, and we have previously decided that spells cast from equipment, so long as you remain attuned and hold on to the equipment, keep concentration regardless of whether you get hit. Remember?
Yeah.
So with that said, where he would have had to take a concentration check and potentially let the dragon in, only from 4 points of damage, he probably would have succeeded. A non-issue in this case because he's casting it from the staff. That said, the staff holds for, or the wall of force from the staff holds for 10 minutes. So it is still a clock even off of that. But from what Artemis told you, that he'll find another way in probably within a minute or so.
Yeah,
anything else,
probably just break through the ceiling at some point.
It's exactly, yeah. That's what it seems like he's trying to. Like he's just wailing away at the sides of the building and the roof and just tearing away at stone and everything.
I'm gonna prepare Firestorm.
If he gets through, because that's still, you don't feel like it'll be
through.
Okay, right. You'll have more turns probably before then. So if it does come up, but he is going to. All right. As he's wailing against the ceiling still, more bits of stone and debris are falling from the ceiling as he's smashing into the building. Everybody give me dex saves again.
Even though we're in a completely different building with different walls.
You're not in a different building.
I mean, we're in like a side. Clearly, it's got its own structural integrity over here.
It's still the same building. It's a room off of the same building. Let's see, saves.
Was it a save or a check?
Honestly, yes. It's supposed to be a save, yeah. So anything 10 and up is fine. It's just a matter of debris falling in. And again, it's not very high yet, but this will start to get worse over time as bigger chunks begin to break free. All right, anybody under a 10?
A 0.
6 damage. Anybody under a 10? That wasn't Avar, but Ben, you can just choose to succeed if you want. If you want to use your ring, I think you already used 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think I'll. Just in case.
It's just 6.
Yeah, so I'm just going to take the damage.
All right. So anybody...
What's up? I'm assuming I wouldn't have known that was coming, so I wouldn't have had advantage because I don't know exactly shaken enough to do that, right?
Yeah, I would say that, you do. You can feel that he's hitting the building, so every impact, you kind of have a moment to brace yourself. I would say that you do. If you wanted to use it, it's up to you.
Right.
It's only 6 damage, so...
Well, I'm just talking about I would have from my primal center or something like that advantage on it if I saw on a dex saving throw. If I saw
yeah, you do. Yep.
So should I just roll again?
Yeah, it's feral instinct is what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody got under a 10, right? Except for that roll from Nork.
Yep.
Oh, Sarah did.
Sarah got like 2.
Glad we had that conversation.
Yeah. Sarah got her 2. All right. Well. A slab of stone, a broken, shorn off piece of stone falls hitting Sarah. Not enough to knock her off the broom. Oh, are you still in the broom in the small room there?
Probably not, because I would have had to
go through the door. Yeah. Okay. All right, back to Pogo.
I'm going to tell Avar to get underneath the bed if he can and stay there and just be quiet.
The bed is a solid stone slab with a mattress on top. So there's a space underneath.
And cover himself with it.
The body's on the mattress.
I don't
He's
care.
Not going near it. He's not going near it.
Go into that mattress, boy. Go into that mattress right now. Close your eyes and stop crying.
You're trying to force him to go lay with a corpse. You're the worst babysitter ever.
Oh, terrible.
Let's see.
Trying to intimidate him to go cover his fucking head.
Contested roll. No. he just looks at you and shakes his head, and he kind of pulls his bow back against his chest.
All right.
He's kind of flat against the wall as much as he can be, trying to be out of the way of any falling debris. What are you doing, Justin?
All right. Well, close your eyes. Oh, hope you're okay with the dark. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my light source over here. Also, out of curiosity, the back of the statue, is this like a area I can walk, or is this just a solid wall?
No, that's the area. So, yeah, that's the area that you see right on the other side. Let me go ahead and move Norok over there. Norok is wailing at it with his axe. He's trying to cleave through this stone. this must be the area that you've heard them talking about that is not supposed to be stone. There's supposed to be stairs going down there.
I'm not going to go too far out of the room, but if I can open up and I can see where he's wailing away, I am going to tell him to stand back just a little bit, and I'm going to look at the area underneath the floor. Mm-hmm. So probably about 8 feet underneath the floor, maybe 7 feet, and I'm going to go ahead and try to cast Shatter in that area, but I'm going to upcast it to my maximum slot.
You cast it through stone like that? Like to the other side? Like, you can't see through the ground.
It says it erupts from a point of your choice within range, but it doesn't say I have to see the point.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I think it's one of the ones where as long as I can kind of...
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like somewhat know what I did.
So if it doesn't specify that you have to see it, then you can aim it.
It's all going to be underneath the ground.
Okay.
And so it won't hurt anybody, and it'll hopefully destroy anything underneath it.
All right.
Big money, no whammies. Not great.
Norok, you hear Pogo say this. You have enough time to kind of lift your arm up and stick your eyes under your elbow as you are just pelted with shrapnel of stone as this eruptions blast into the ground behind underneath you. Now the building is falling apart from above and below as these bits of stone and hewn marble are flying in all directions. You are probably pelted pretty, with a lot of very tiny little chunks of marble, enough to cause some pretty severe lacerations along your elbow. You were outside the range of actual damage. I don't know if that actually hurt you, but certainly not comfortable as you're kind of just showered in this stuff here. It did blow a chunk in it, and beneath it is solid stone. You blew probably like a bowling ball sized chunk out of the stone. So.
Really, even because I tried to cast underneath it, so it would almost create like a depression underneath the floor.
That's true. You know what? That's fair. Since you were casting beneath it, never mind. So no shrapnel then in that case, because it would have been you were going
like a sinkhole. I'm trying to make a sinkhole underneath.
Okay, but what I'm saying though is it's a 10-foot radius, and you were casting it 8 feet down. Yeah. So there still would be a black like a cracks and stuff and so on. We'll say that it's just a crack is about like a pretty wide crack, but it looks like at least as far as what you can see, the crack is only probably 3 inches across. You looking down as far as you can, it's solid stone the whole way down.
Norok, are you sure this is the right fucking spot?
Yeah, I thought it was.
You're sure? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's definitely in the floor. It's not in the walls or anything like that.
Oh, was it?
As far as you can, you didn't memorize the place, but you would come back behind that statue and walk downstairs. There's stairs on the north side where Pogo was, and there's stairs on the south side where you are, and then they meet in the center, and then you go down some other stairs and to get into the Undercroft. Like, you've done this probably half a dozen times in your life, and it was always the same way. It was never weird like this. There was never this step of stone on top of it.
Am I behind the statue here, or am I
You're between two walls, and the wall goes all the way up to the ceiling.
All right, you know what? That doesn't bother me too much then. I am going to go ahead and use can I use a free action to have Pietro? I don't even remember his new name. Whatever my griffin's name is, to go and
whatever 4.0 is.
Just try to bother the dragon. Like I know he's not gonna do much, but maybe just
bait
next
him
time
away long enough to get killed.
Trying to try to break its way in. Maybe go 50 yards away and scream at it or something.
Okay.
His name is a red shirt.
Using
chicken.
my voice, just call him a big ugly lizard.
All right. Pogo probably doesn't know a lot about dragons. Arteme does. Sarah may have a little bit of information on how potentially useful that could be or not, specifically about this breed of dragon, let's say. But as far as the impact of it, you call out to him. He was still an hour or so south of you, I think, because you tried to use him to distract before. Remember,
you can't ever be more than a mile away, and I don't.
But you guys probably didn't make. Yeah, I don't think you guys made it a mile in that time, anyways. It was pretty slow going, moving up the slope. I'd say that he's within range.
It might take him a bit of time.
Yeah, exactly. I'll say that he's within range, but he's still. It's going to take him a minute to get here.
Yeah, might as well tell him to do it.
Sure. He probably was making his way this direction anyway before the dragon showed up.
Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to use my bonus action and my winged bracers and dash so I can just run back in this fucking room.
Okay.
Close the door.
Okay. At least be under the archway.
Dumbass while I was running out of there.
All right. You bring it back in there with you?
Dummy.
All right. All right, that brings us to Nazim. Shok is still standing in front of like Nazim, since he's near you, in front of the wall of fortress, holding his greatsword and kind of staring up at the door, just waiting for it to burst open.
All right, so I've determined I can't do anything with these pews. I can't do anything in this area.
Two of the pews aren't there, but I'll say that the two that you're between are still there. Nothing seems special to them in any way, shape, or form. I'll tell you that the statue is like looking slightly above your head, essentially. He's like looking down kind of in the direction of the door, basically. But if you were to hold your hand up in the air, his eyesight would be kind of through your hand, basically.
Have you tried to do anything with the statue yet, guys? Have you messed with the statue yet?
You've seen Sarah Flyer on the statue a bunch. That's about all.
All right. We haven't tried to manipulate it any way yet.
She was poking and prodding at it.
If I were just to use an Eldritch Blast to adjust the statue or tag the statue in some way, would that be a valid move?
You can, yeah, you can try.
Because I can shoot 3 Eldritch Blasts, I believe, per cast. If anything, I could fire up at it to see if I can, 1, knock the sword loose, and 2, hit the chin of the statue to see if the stone is actually hinged on the neck somewhere.
Okay.
And then just 1 general shot in the chest, just for movement.
All right. Then first one at the sword, second one at the chest, second one at the chin, third one at the chest.
Correct.
All right. Go and roll the first.
Just to see if anything is hinged anywhere.
Okay.
All right. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. The first blast into the sword, you see it kind of splinter into the marble of the statue, and there's a crack between the fingers where it's holding onto the sword. It doesn't break it free, but there's no unexpected reaction. It looks like it's just made of solid stone. The second one, you aim for the head and it misses and ends up crashing into the ceiling, causing another little bit of rubble to fall down towards Norok as he's wailing at the floor over there. Third one into the chest, it similarly smashes into the chest. There's a small divot where it hit, but it doesn't appear to be reacting anything unexpectedly.
I got nothing. All right. I guess I will move then to assist.
Okay.
Possible.
You did see Arteme come into the room holding a big, big plate-sized lens, glass lens.
All right. I can't see where Arteme is at.
It's a really tall dais. You heard her walk into the room, I guess is how I'll say that. Actually, you wouldn't have heard her because of her shoes. Well, Arteme came into the room, whether you knew it or not, and she is to the south of you. Around that dais is up about 7 feet that you're standing right at the base of, so you can't really see her, but she's down around the dais.
All right, I'll move close to where she is, and then just prepare my bonus action to just assist her with something on her next turn. If she needs like an extra pair of hands or just an assist.
Okay. You can't really use a bonus action in that way, but it doesn't matter. That's fine. No, it won't hurt anything. That's fine. All right, that brings us to Norok then.
Okay.
You feel like after seeing Pogo, crack into the marble like that, you can see the crack in the marble at about the middle, which would be like so what I'm describing here, Ben, is there's stairs right in front of you that go down 10 feet, and there's stairs on the other side that go down about 10 feet to the north of you. But where he did the crack is right above like the center, where it would be the deepest part, potentially, of where it would go down to the landing, basically, between the stairs. But it doesn't matter. Well, you can look straight down, and it looks like it's all solid stone. It looks like there never had been stairs here.
All right. Arteme, do you still have that lens that you found?
To you.
May I see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll pass it over.
Okay.
I'm going to go over here, and when I was looking, sorry, I didn't mean to explain.
Hang on. G, while you're walking around holding the lens there, this is going to be a tricky one. Give me what is your passive perception?
What does it say?
It is 11. Shit. Roll a percentile die for me. Just Ben.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, walking around holding the lens, kind of looking it over, just rolling it around in your hands. You don't see anything abnormal. That lens wasn't here as far as you knew, but you never really looked around in the other rooms. You and your people, when you would come to this place, basically anything that the Mephuans left here kind of just sat where it was and left for any looters or anybody else that may have come through. But you don't remember ever seeing this, and it looks like it looks too new. Like it's not, it doesn't look dusty and ancient like the rest of this place. The lens itself.
All right. I noticed. Well, did I notice anybody else when I look at the statue? I see obviously that he's looking at a certain spot, right? When I turn around and look at him.
Yeah, he's looking a little bit above your head where you're standing. His eye line would be a little bit above your head.
Okay. So I'm going to actually turn this way, and I'm going to hold the lens up kind of over my head and take a step back, a step forward to see if I can catch his line of sight. And just kind of hold it for take a step, hold on a second, see if I can catch where his gaze exactly might be. See if I can get it to go through that lens.
All right. So what that percentile die was for was to see if you might accidentally do this. I didn't realize that that's exactly what you were trying to do. So good job. You holding the lens up, trying to catch his eye line. Essentially, you look up, kind of in the floating air where there shouldn't be anything. Essentially, you can't see anything with your naked eye, but when you hold the lens up and look in that direction, you see floating in midair there a long like a tube, like a rolled up carpet is what it looks like, floating in the middle of the air, and it's shimmering a little bit. It looks like it looks semi-translucent, I guess I'd say, and you can only see it through the lens. As soon as you move the lens away, you don't see it anymore.
All right, and how far away is that from me? All right, I didn't catch it.
If you move one more step forward towards Shoke and then lifted your hand up, you'd be able to reach into the air where it is.
Okay, I will give that an attempt.
Okay. You reach up into the air and your hand passes right through it.
Okay. I'm going to tell everybody what I noticed here. Right above me, guys, there's some kind of tube thing here, an optical illusion that can only be seen through the lens. So maybe there's something to do with this.
Okay. So everybody heard that. He says it loud enough that Pogo, even through the door, you're able to hear it, with the dragon banging on the walls and shit. So maybe a little bit of shouting from me.
Super helpful, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right, that brings us to Sarah.
I think it's right above me.
It is. What you doing? I haven't heard you, Becky, if you're talking.
Oh,
are you muted?
Shit, I'm muted. Okay. So if I mess this up and we can no longer get down these stairs, I'm super sorry. I'm going to cast Dispel Magic and see if there's something keeping it invisible.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, mark off the spell slot.
Above Lorik, wherever he pointed at.
Okay. All right. He pulls the lens out of the way. We'll say that you're not hitting the lens with it. You cast it in that direction though, and you feel it hitting Corvalane. You can tell that that's for sure Corvalane, and it's recent. But nothing happens. It's like you can see through the lens. Like if you fly over by him and look through the lens, you see it, so you knew where to cast it and everything, and you feel it like bouncing off of it.
Shit.
It's not. Let me clarify. It's not like the spell is too strong for Dispel Magic to work or anything like that. It seems like it's just not there, even though you can it's just hitting open air essentially. It's bouncing off of nothing.
Okay. Would I be able to see, if Norik holds up the lens? Can I? Well, no. He already tried to touch it, looking through the lens, right?
Yes, it his hand passed through it.
Right. I guess that's it for now. I need to think of something.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Fox. Dragon is sounding very angry outside.
Yeah. We're still looking for the way out, I guess, would be the best way to put it. So you're sure it's around here? It's not on the other side or anywhere else?
Did you miss what they were just doing, Fox?
Tiny bit.
All right, go ahead and fill her, guys, if you would fill her in.
Oh, so Norak found a rug.
Oh, a rug. Okay.
So
Basically, there's a floating rug in the sky that's between the eyes of the statue and Norak's giant monocle from a massive 40-foot Monopoly man. And you can see the rug. Dispel magic does nothing for the rug. And also, if you touch it, nothing happens. Your hand just will push right past. So, at this point, I don't know if that'll help you or not, but that's where we're at.
Okay, I'm gonna try using Grasping Vine to grab it.
Okay. You pulling the vine out from one of the nearby pillars. You lash it out over Norak's head, and it snaps through, and nothing happens. The vine pulls back. It doesn't seem to have caught anything.
Okay.
You do look through the lens as well and see this floating kind of tube shape. It looks like a rolled up rug. It looks like a rolled up tapestry, essentially floating up in the air there.
Yeah, that's the part that wasn't exactly clear. But aren't we still looking for a passive way too, or is it connected to the floating rug?
I'm shrugging in the real world. That's up to you guys to figure out.
Is it more of a burrito or more of a carpet sample? Which one is it? More of a rolled up carpet?
Okay,
Are there fillings? Are they spicy, or is it more of a sweet texture, like a nori?
You don't see any carne asada or lettuce sticking out of it, but it does look like a rolled up rug. It looks. I'll go ahead and tell you.
Let me. Door.
What do you say?
I'm just yelling this entire thing through the door too. Like,
okay, not even opening the door.
Nope, I just need a muffle on the other side of the door.
Okay. I will tell you that the color, although it's a little hard to gauge color because it is like semi-translucent, like you're seeing the wall behind it also, but it looks like the color of the floor.
Okay. And it's right in the middle.
It's floating above Norak's head where he's standing. You keep seeing him because he's holding the lens, and like when he holds it at an angle, you can see through it and see the rug floating in the midair, like this rolled up rug floating in the air. Literally, if you just took a tapestry and rolled it up, that's what it looks like. So more. So in answer to Pogo's question, more like fruit roll up style than burrito, if anything, because you can see the internal bits of it as it's rolled. But basically, it's a floating, like a long tapestry floating in the midair, and he keeps holding the lens up and like trying to grasp at it and reach at it, and he can, like, his hand is just passing through the lens as far as you can tell.
Okay,
and dispel magic does not seem to work.
I know what this is. This is the dragon's condom. We gotta be careful with it.
It's not rolled up like that. Literally, think tapestry, roll up a carpet, roll up a blanket or something. That's what it looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna look for loose floorboards.
I wasn't serious about the dragon
about the condom. Okay, I'm like trying to. No, it's not that like rolled up. Wrong kind of rolled up. All right, looking for. Well, narrow it down a little bit, Fox.
Well, I'm gonna look for like loose, because you said that was supposed to be like a gateway to stairs, right?
Well, the stair. So I'm gonna move you real quick just to show you. Over here, there is a big. I'm gonna move you straight on top of it. Right there, there's a big crack in the stone there where Pogo had tried to shatter it, and like cracked into the marble, and it's just marble the whole way down. But according to Norak, there's supposed to be stairs where you're standing right now is supposed to be stairs.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and move you back. All right, now what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna move over there, and then I'm gonna use Shillelagh to smash into it.
Okay. Norak was wailing at it with his axe too, and making small chips, but not not moving through it. It seemed like solid stone. But you can go ahead and Shillelagh at it as well, as if you want to. You can't really.
I'm guessing
you
that
can't
hit?
really miss the floor, yeah. So go ahead and roll the damage on it. Are you kind of hitting at the part where it's already cracked, or knocking further chips away from it? But it would take quite a while, probably, to essentially dig your way through the stone this way, and probably longer than you have with the dragon outside.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which, speaking of, that brings us back to the dragon. The dragon wailing on the wall outside and the broken bits of stone in the ceiling, is going to try to tear off a bigger chunk this time. Oh, I had to roll that with advantage. So 23 versus 25. All right. You feel the entire building shake. All of you give me dex saves. This time it will be both falling prone and or being knocked prone rather, and anything 10 and below will be taking taking rocks and bludgeoning damage from falling things. Only a 2.
Sorry, I missed that part. What was that?
Give me a dex save.
Oh, gotcha. Eesh.
All right, so Nazim and Sarah. It's only 2 damage, but you are still being pelted by stones falling from above. Sarah, when you fall backwards, down enough to kind of forcing you to look up, you can see where a wide crack has formed in the top right part of the building, basically the northeast part of the building there, and you see just a glimpse of like a scaly white claw that is broken through and trying to pull the stone away.
Oh shit, guys, we gotta figure this out now.
Once he has a hole, he can breathe in at all of you. So keep that in mind. That he would have recharged by now too. So,
well, most of us.
Well, where Pogo is, he has at least some protection that he probably won't be immediately destroyed. But the rest of you probably all dead. So you guys probably want to figure this out quick. All right, back to Pogo. I'm letting Avar use his turn with you. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to open the door, run back out.
Okay.
So I can see them, and they're in front of the statue now. So, what are we looking at, guys? It sounds like we don't have much of an idea of what's happening.
Now that you have light on, you heard them talking about being able to see this floating carpet, but you see Nora kind of moving the lens around and trying his best to grab at this carpet, frantically to figure out maybe this must be the solution or whatever. But when he pulls the lens away, you can still see it there. As if it's been there this whole time.
Hey, Nazim, can you see that carpet with just your naked eyes?
Good question.
No.
No.
Nobody else seems to be able to.
There's a lot of pressure on me, Jeremy. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go, and I guess, how high up is the carpet?
I'll go over and pick him up on the broom.
Climb up me. I'm standing around.
For my turn, would I be able to reach it if I ran up to the statue, climbed up to the sword real quick, and jumped off of it?
No, it's actually above Norok. So you see where Norok is?
Oh, fuck off.
You can climb
All
up
right.
on me. I'm touching
I
you.
will run the Norok. Hold on, 5, 10,
Another Yog climbing?
Yep.
20, 25, 30,
You got straight up my
35.
ass.
Says Shadow of the
45.
Colossus.
Yeah,
So I'm literally going to have to use my movement. I'm going to have to use my winged bracers to use dash as a bonus action, just so I can get up onto Norok, and then I'm going to jump off of his shoulders to grab this rolled up pancake looking thing.
It is okay. So let me describe to you then.
Sure.
You don't need to jump. If you're standing on his shoulders, you can reach it, and you can touch it. You reach your hand out, and even with Norok's hand out of the way, you touch this floating roll of carpet, and like push it, and it gently slides a little bit away from you. Norok, you looking through the lens, see this floating carpet just float slightly towards Choke.
Well, I'm going to. Can I still grab it, or is it out of the way of my...
You've kind of pushed it out, like you kind of trying to reach for it. You ended up bumping it a little bit, and it started to drift a little. You could still reach for it. It's just basically you saw that you were able to make physical contact with it.
I'm going to jump onto it. Is it small enough for me to get my arms around it? Like, can I grab it and like kind of pull it down to the ground?
So that you could try jumping for.
Yep, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to try to jump and grab onto it so I can hold it like kind of over my shoulder like a log.
Okay. You leap out for it. And give me a dex. This is going to be, you know what, in fact, actually, this is probably below your passive, to just kind of leap onto it. It is, to you, like a fallen tree. It's about that big.
Yeah.
So you leap over onto it, and kind of just wrapping yourself around it so that you don't twist off or fall on either side. You're just floating in midair as it's kind of drifting away from you slowly. The rest of you just see him
down to the ground with me.
No, it's not moving. You're just drifting towards the force gate. towards the force wall. All of you see Pogo just floating in midair like he's straddling an invisible log as it's floating towards the doorway. You hear guys around from the towards the force wall. It's floating towards where the dragon is.
Well, I thought I was going the other way.
No, you impacted it coming from the other direction. But you hear Avar.
Which side was it on?
Real quick, guys, you hear Avar shout from the room where he was, where Pogo left him there. He says, I pulled it out. It says, I can't read it. It says some things. You guys will need to read this. I don't know what it says. And he comes rushing.
Bring it out here.
Going the wrong way!
As Pogo is floating towards the doorway, face down, like straddling this tree shape.
Can I retcon real quick? I thought it was the other way. My bad.
Well, the way that Norak was standing, it was floating away from you. If you were going to jump for it, do you want it to still be on Norak's shoulders?
Well, no, I just thought from the conversation that it was in this area in between Norak and the statue. Gotcha. I didn't realize it was between Norak and the door.
It's okay. If you want to be back on Norak's shoulders, that's fine.
So could I just... I wouldn't have done that. I was going to jump on it and try to ride it or pull it towards the statue. So
Okay.
I would have just...
all right, you know what? Well, that's fine. If Norak, you would have moved to allow him to do that, presumably?
Curious, my thoughts, Pogo's thoughts are maybe if I bring this back to where it was, we could use it as some sort of entrance way into the spot underneath the statue.
Okay.
So I thought maybe it was... So I would have done what I could to stay or close the statue.
Norak would have moved to allow you to do that anyway, the way that you're describing instead. So that's perfectly fine. We'll switch it and say that you're doing this. You're still straddling it, but you're floating towards the statue instead.
All right, I'm just holding on to it. I was kind of hoping it would come to the ground with me, but this is fine.
You are looking straight down at this rolled up carpet that looks like the floor. It's a little bit dusty, and it has the same pattern as the stone tiles of the floor. Looking down, though, you see Avar beneath you run past you over towards Norak, holding this chunk of leather, essentially, with something scrawled on it, like it's written.
So apparently the only people who can use this are people who've actually had sex in their lives. I understand the magic now. When we get behind the statue, maybe if I unroll it, we can use it as some sort of door. I'm truly not sure.
It probably, based on your impact with it and everything, I mean, it probably weighs like 10 times as much as you do, maybe more. It's probably 400 or 500 pounds. It's heavy and unwieldy and much too large for you to really manipulate. You're just too small. But with your kind of floating towards the statue,
women, Jeremy.
I don't see how that really has any impact on this, but okay.
I know how to unfold a sheet, if you know what I'm talking about.
You know how to unroll a condom? You thought it was condom shape? But Avar brings Norak this it's basically leather. So back in the day, vellum was how people would write.
By the way, that's my whole turn. I'm out of action, bonus action, movement. Everything.
Okay, all right. Then Nazim, it is your turn. You see Avar has just arrived to Norak with this rolled up, chunk of essentially old paper.
Gotcha. The width of this rolled up paper, is it the same width as the little space behind that statue? Is that what we're going for?
Carpet, yeah.
It's the same length, yes.
Okay, so one could unfurl it.
Presumably, that's exactly what you would assume. Looking through what you saw through the lens, yes, that's what you would assume.
Gotcha. I have a lot of movement spots here. Am I able to grab this carpet as well and move it?
Nope. You reach up, and it's a little bit above your head, but you kind of tippy toe and levitate, and your hand passes right through it. You can't see, you don't have the lens with you anyway, but you can see, where Pogo is riding it. You can assume where it must be, and your hand just passes through open air.
Gotcha. Okay. In typical Nazim fashion, flip at the bird, and I'm going to run towards Pogo. And is there a way I can pick up Pogo and chuck him?
He's floating up quite a ways. I mean, if you want to try a contested roll, that he's pretty slippery.
I have at this point, I have no reason to not believe that he knows what he's doing.
Okay, but so you see Pogo floating in open air, and you can reach up and grab his hand or his foot, and you can feel that there's resistance, like he's on something, but you can't see what it is, and he you'd have to pull him off of it, essentially, is what I'm saying.
How high off the ground is Pogo right now, would you say?
10 feet.
10 feet. So if I float up my 2 feet, or actually, what's my maximum? 4 feet?
2. And but with your you're 6 feet tall, and then extending your arm, you'd be able to reach, like I said, a foot or a hand.
All right. I'll see if I can float up, reach, and grab his ankle or something.
Okay.
And do my best to yeet him in the upper left-hand corner so we can get him closer to that door to the north.
Okay. And Pogo, you're trying to hold onto the carpet while he does this?
Yeah, I'm just holding on to it tightly because I'm scared if I let go, something weird might happen.
Okay. All right. Then in that case, give me a strength check with advantage, Nazim.
Strength with advantage. Okay.
You'll probably win this one.
It's not going to be very high. It's just a matter of kind of how much force he can impart.
Perfect.
Yeah, this isn't a contested roll or anything. All right, so this is just him trying to kind of using your arm to push you along to kind of accelerate your movement. You try to shove him to get a little bit further, but you're still just so frickin' tired. Even after the night's rest you guys just had, it's only 4:10 a.m. or something at this point, but you're still just so exhausted that you can't really put much effort behind it. He's still floating in the same direction. You didn't make it any worse, but you don't know if you really helped it move any faster or not.
Okay, and that just used my action then for this turn, yeah?
Yep.
Shoot. Okay. Well, that's it then for that.
Guys, I gotta admit, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do after this.
All right, back to Norok. Avar has handed you this. So you know that your people used to write on vellum like this, basically leather, animal skin. And what's written in it is in... God damn it, it's not Lurg. It is... Yeah, it's an Ushok, sorry. An Ushok, and this is what it says. He tells you, it was under a Yogg, he's dead, he's in the other room. He had this under him, and it says this. Okay, he can't read Ushok, so he doesn't know, but you read it, and it is an Ushok. It is written oddly. It's clearly not modern. Probably written a very long time ago, but that's what it says.
All right, guys. The piece of paper that Avar, or the vellum that Avar found, says his protection fades when darkness wakes. And then I'm going to...
When darkness what?
His protection fades when darkness wakes.
Wakes
up.
This is what Norok said. I'm gonna put it to everybody since Norok said it out loud.
Okay.
And it's written, oddly. The not English, but the language is old, obviously. But that's what it says.
Whose protection?
Fox.
I'm gonna die.
This is a puzzle. Fox isn't even in.
No, his protection fades when the darkness wakes. It's kind of a riddle, but on the monocle thing, or the last thing, it said to keep him sealed or something. So that's kind of contradictory, isn't it?
Well, wait.
Sure sounds like it.
Okay, so this is in Norok's people's language,
yes.
right?
Yep. Yeah. So let me just go ahead. Well, go ahead. It sounds like you got it. So go ahead and say what you're going to say there, Becky.
So the dude that talked to Norok and Avar last night, the voice that we heard, the guy that they're supposed to worship or whatever, these guys supposedly locked him up, right? And we're supposed to go free him, or Norok and Avar are anyways.
Yeah.
So, and he's supposed to protect their people. So if his protection fades when darkness wakes, so at night he can't protect them, and this thing seals him, then he's down here?
So he can protect us during the daytime, but not at night? Who can push forward time by like 3 hours?
I can't, but I can always cast daylight.
Why not? Try it.
Probably maybe touch the rug if there's daylight in here.
Is it definitely a rug, or can it be a rolled up
dark in here?
Yeah, that's true.
What was that, Nazim?
Floating crepe.
Said it's too dark in here. Make it light.
Yep.
It's pretty light at the moment already. You guys have a good bit of light around you right now.
Yeah, but candlelight and daylight are two different things.
That's true.
Give it a shot.
That's technically sunlight, I think.
Sunburst, this thing.
So I'm gonna upcast daylight at 4th level.
Okay.
Hang on, buddy.
His food's out.
Yeah, that'll cover the whole room.
Yeah.
I knew it was big, but I didn't remember quite how big the sphere is. Yeah. All right. You then coming around the corner, Arteme, after hearing them having this conversation, you cast the room illuminating brightly. You do immediately see the crack and the hole in the ceiling there. You can see the white frost that feeds has one single claw digging through it and like beginning to tear away stone. He's about to get a large chunk of the stone out, which means that you have to hurry, is what I'm saying. It's getting very close to the wire here. But you do cast daylight, and as soon as the room is fully illuminated, you see Pogo actually kind of almost disappear because this rug is kind of apparated in front of it. Now solid and now apparently visible, at least to everyone else in the room as well, and floating in the air towards the statue.
Okay.
But to be honest, everyone, I don't still know what we're supposed to do with a rug and a statue.
Unroll the rug in the
This is
area
like a
that the stone covered the stairs. In that corridor
strange
behind
riddle.
the statue.
Just one of two things. Either unroll it behind the statue, or the dragon is using parrot rules, and we got to put the carpet over its eyes so it can go to sleep.
I mean, that's a good possibility.
The roll is the length of the room, and Norok, you can see now after having trying to cleave into the stone back there and seeing the full thing illuminated now, not just through the little bits that you can see through the lens. It is the right length. That if you were to unfurl it, it does seem like it would cover the stones behind the wall there where the stairs are supposed to be.
Okay, do we want to go put it on and see if that's
Yes, we do.
Yes.
It is still floating in the air though. So there's still that problem, and it is very
I'm
heavy.
not big enough to get it down off the floor.
Huh?
I'm not big enough to get it down onto the floor.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah,
I-
it would crush you. If it drops on Pogo and Dazim, they're going to have a bad day.
Can I grab it? Because was reading that thing, the note from Avar, was that my action?
No, that's
Okay.
free action.
Well, then can I take that and use the rest of my movement to move towards the corridor with the big rug?
Yeah, it's still floating in the air, but you can reach up and kind of just grab onto it and just haul it along. There is almost no resistance. It just floats through the air. Getting it around the corner is very awkward, and I'll tell you that Pogo, it's like moving a couch upstairs where you have like the back switch thing. Yeah, Pogo's like being kind of crunched in the middle of it as you're trying to move it around the corner.
I'm gonna pick it up and try and help move it.
Well,
It's pretty heavy and it's floating way above your head still. So
I'm going to, as soon as he gets around this first column, I'm going to go ahead and drop to try to take some cover behind the
to
column.
jump off.
Right
Okay.
here. Yeah, I'm just going to drop
I'll say
off.
that's below your passive for you to kind of acrobatically dance off of it.
With my plus 13 acrobatics.
Yeah. So you, Norok, you have to kind of pull it. I'm going to go ahead and move you all the way to the south there, just to have it, just to have it all the way, in the right length there. And then you reach up and grabbing it. Now you've kind of begun to pull it down. Arteme, you are able to reach up and help. Nazim, anybody else of, let's say, human stature. Shok is still like kind of guarding the door as if, preparing rather for the dragon to make it through. But you lay the carpet down over the spot where the stairs are supposed to be. Arteme, you might want to be on the other side because after is it unfurled, Arteme with you kind of helping flatten it out and even it. As soon as you've evened the corners and you kind of have to right and then square the corners with the tiles on the floor, it disappears. Arteme, you go falling through open air and collapse onto the landing below, as Norok had described. These two ladders that led down to where Arteme is now on the stone steps. Arteme knocked prone. I would say that you kind of dexterously, prevent yourself from taking any damage. You don't get hurt. That's not that far of a fall.
Okay, because I thought like this would be like it looks like it's going underneath here.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
So, in fact, actually, I need to do that. But the stone just begins to dissipate and disappear, and you fall down to the landing below, looking up the stairs where Norok is.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to the dragon. Technically,
Arteme get a turn?
technically, Arteme was kind of it there for her, but Sarah still would have had a turn as well. Arteme, you could have actually, had an action as well. I mean, you were helping, but laying or rolling out the carpet, I could say is probably most of that. But if you still have, a short bonus action or something you want to do, that's fine.
I don't think I have a bonus action.
Avar would have been trying to help Norok. I'm going to say that he's out, in this room back here. Sarah, you would have had a full turn.
Oh, I'm gonna try and hit the dragon with the grasping vine I used earlier because it's still up.
So there's a wall of force blocking the dragon. Oh, you mean
No,
the,
but you
the
said
claw?
the
You mean the
claw,
claw?
yes.
Okay. All right. It might. So the hole is in the top right corner. What's the range on grasping vine? Isn't it like 30 feet?
30 feet.
Okay. So it was out of a pillar over here. Yeah, it would just barely be. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll the attack.
It's gonna go like that.
Oh, it's okay. All right.
Yeah,
Dex, it's a dex save. All right.
Yeah.
Then in that case, he succeeds on the save.
Okay.
So you send the vine up towards the claw that is sticking through the ceiling there. There's a kind of a noisy anger sound from him as he pulls the claw away. Feeling his claw touch he wasn't expecting. He yanks the claw out of the hole in the ceiling there. And how about Sarah?
Sarah is going to go pick up I'm gonna go pick up Pogo on the broom.
Okay.
And we'll be kind of in this corner, I guess, watching them
Okay.
do the thing with the rug.
All right, how about you, Nazim? You would have had, like, you can see that the claw in the corner is digging through. You saw the vine snap away at it, but you saw Shulk walk by as he's kind of rushing his way back to the corner. Now that the stairs are there, you know that they're, starting to make their way down. What are you doing?
Make a beeline for it. Dash.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself. Be, 30, 60 feet if you're dashing.
60 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30...
Thanks for pulling me out of cover, Sarah. Appreciate it. I had a nice spot behind the column, but it's all right. I'll go with you.
Get on the broom. I just said I was going by to get you on the broom. You didn't have to.
I'm gonna say she's gonna swing by to grab me. I'm like, no. I'm just gonna get all small and tight up against the back of this column just for now.
All right. Let's see. See if I can. He's not quite visible well, I would tell anybody that's looking up in that corner, you can see the hole that the dragon had ripped of stone out of where the claw was sticking through. You see the snout just kind of, it's not that large. It's only probably 3.5, maybe 4 feet in diameter rather. But you see him you see the snout appear as the eye kind of appears in the corner of it. He's staring down at you and roaring and growling. And then, as you might expect, he lifts his head back and is going to... Oh, that was already recharged. Hang on. Consume recharge. Not a good angle really for anybody, huh? So... Ugh, shit. Pogo, you're still behind the pillar there?
Yeah. That was my thing. I was gonna drop off and just end up against this column.
Okay. All right. Well, the angle really is only like half of Norok is about all. As he blasts that in through the doorway there, or through the hole that he made rather in the ceiling. Norok, give me a DC 22 con save, or you can just click yourself and then hit the con save. Damage is going to be, regardless of whether you succeed or not, damage is going to be significantly reduced because you're kind of a good majority, at least half, let's say, covered behind the wall there. Uh, 14, so 14 does not succeed, but there's a lot of dice. 81 cut. Yeah. So it would have been a failure. It would have been half from cover, and then half again, meaning a quarter if you had succeeded. Since you failed, it is 40, 41 actually, because you round up. So 41 damage of cold. You were already pretty exhausted and tired as this blast of freezing, just unbearable ice just covers your back and your arm. Already tired from the effort of having to move this carpet and everything.
Norok isn't resistant. Norok isn't resistant to cold damage?
No. Yep. When he's raging, he's to physical damage, but not to cold anyways.
Yeah, it wouldn't help,
yeah. But the dragon, breathes that out and is just screaming and just anger as he's trying to smash his way through this and tearing at the stone. He's probably going to end up shredding, the top part of this temple. But you guys have, long enough to potentially, run your way down the stairs if everybody's attempting to do so.
Yep. Okay.
All right. I don't have you guys on this map yet because I wasn't sure how you're going to get in. So let me move us down. You won't have vision yet. Give me just a second to get everybody on the map here. Go ahead and turn that off because you probably don't hear him as well now that you're in the basement. Nazim was already in the middle. Norok was at the south. Sarah, you were coming up the north side as well. Pogo, you would have been at the north. Pogo is not on Giuseppe at the moment. Or
Any
not
way to remove? Is there any way to remove the thing after it's the one that's above the stairs? The rolled out carpet.
The carpet disappeared as it faded into the floor. It disappeared and became like nothing. The floor, essentially, the stones were just gone. Yeah,
it's not even floor. That big fucker upstairs. Wait, did Avar get through?
No. Yeah, Avar. So Avar was behind Norok. He was inside the room where he was not blasted, thankfully. Certain spells. Yeah, everybody. You taking a quick head count. Everybody does appear to be present.
Okay.
There is Avar, and let me get Shok as well. Shok was by the north too. The north is a little bit kind of full. Shok was kind of shoving everybody past him to get down the stairs first to make enough room. He wasn't going to go first. But you have made it into the Undercroft. The area here, Norok, as you remember it, again, it's been some time, of course, but there's basically a ruined Undercroft area, and then at some point, the Yogg had broken through the walls of it to get back into the tunnel area where the Yogg's burial grounds are. So basically, that's what you expect to be seeing as you're in, it looks as you expected, I suppose.
Okay.
All right.
We've got to be careful, guys, because is there a chance something else is buried down here?
Well, that magic was super recent. That was hiding the broom. Or not the broom, the rug.
It's just, I feel like, was there something saying that there's something down here we're not supposed to release?
Yep, but he protects Norok's people, right? So, I mean, it can't be
Norok and Shok can go first. Anyone have any, ways of finding traps or things like that?
I mean, I can look for traps, but I can't guarantee I'm gonna be any good.
We don't have any magical abilities for doing that. I was just curious.
No, I don't think so. I don't think any of my stuff will do that.
Not at the moment.
Hearing that, I'm gonna go ahead and
I can trigger some if we find something.
Sure, I'm gonna go ahead and cast a Mage Hand up in front of us.
Okay.
Just something. It's gonna be about 15 feet ahead of me.
Okay. To do what? Just like moving in front of you to touch something?
Anything strange? I'm just gonna have a Mage Hand, just maybe in case something tries to attack it, we'll have a small heads up notice. Just kind of this moving hand.
All right. So down these stairs, they go yet further down. So the two, kind of the north and the south you guys were coming down, come to this landing where Nazim is, for example, and then turn right down further into stairs going back east. And you see, Arteme, your light is still on. Pogo, you have your light on. Other than that, it is like pitch black down here. You can't see anything at all down here. Actually, Arteme, the daylight is just a target, right? It's not something you cast on. Click daylight for me again, please. Before you guys go moving too far, I want to see how that functions.
Are you writing on Norok?
Norok, are you okay? Do you need us to heal you up a bit? You look like a bit chilly there. I think you lost one of your pinkies.
Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah, he probably looks pretty frostbitten at this point.
Yeah.
All right, so it is just a point, Arteme. So the daylight would still be filling the room above. Some of the light would be spilling down here still. Some just kind of filling this general area where you guys are, but it won't follow you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I could cast on something, but I didn't. I just cast it on.
Okay.
So, real quick, Norok, is this looking familiar to you?
Yes, actually. Been here.
Kind of remember what, I assume because we have light now, we can see that there's doors ahead of us?
Yeah, there's a double doors at the base of the stairs.
You know what's supposed to be past those doors?
Was that a spider on the floor?
Sure, seems like it.
Ah.
No.
little. I mean,
corner of my eye. I was like, what?
Let me know if they're too bad, Fox. I'll turn them off.
You're so
I
scared
made
of
them very small.
I haven't
So-
seen anything, so I'm just
Okay.
denying that anything is there, okay?
It just doesn't exist. Like that
Just
carpet.
turn your broom, you'll be fine.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna use. Do you mind if I use Mage Hand to open one of those doors, Norak? Do you think it's safe?
Normally, there's not much down here, but again, just usually not magic carpets and
Right.
everything around.
You know,
here,
I'm sure it's fine. And then I'm gonna use my halfling ability to hide behind his leg
Okay.
as I use Mage
Oh,
Hand.
so this wasn't coincidence that you're on
Yeah,
top
yeah.
of
I'm
his
literally
token?
I'm curled up behind his loincloth,
Alright.
and I'm using Mage Hand to open the door on the left.
Okay. You send Mage Hand out into the distance. You grab the doorknob down there, and it feels like it isn't going to move. And you do open it, and behind it are a pair of floating specters. You see floating in the air behind it. They're not
Do they look
moving;
like
they're just staring
nice
through the doorway.
specters?
No, they look like Mephuin spirits.
All
They
right.
look humans.
Like the
Well,
one that we fought
can I use
upstairs.
Mage Hand to quickly close the door again, or is it too late?
No, you can.
All right, I'm using Mage Hand to close the door. Well,
Right.
there's something back there, guys. Some sort of
What
ghost
about the
thing.
other door?
I don't think it's gonna matter how close the door's on. It's not like the
They're double doors.
this,
Yeah.
behind this door is a new car.
It could even be a
The
boat.
Bulls game. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, we gotta fight him because I ain't fighting that dragon.
Well, I don't think any of us are quote unquote fighting the dragon. We can get eaten by the dragon.
Okay, well, I'd rather fight these guys than get eaten alive.
I know, just. Dude, does
They
anyone
didn't
know-
move. They didn't react, and they haven't flown through the door. Although you, having seen them, you expect they could.
Yeah, they probably can float through all kinds of stuff.
And do they look like the guy that we fought upstairs, or do they look different?
The
You
guy
only
you
got
fought upstairs had a solid corporeal body. He was still semi-translucent. He was clearly a spirit animating a dead body. What you saw there looked like spirits. They didn't look like they have a physical body.
All right, real quick, Norak. We know there's some other ghastly things down here. What do we have to do with these bones? Like, is there some process? Like, do we have to, like, when we bury them, are we close enough? Can we like pull up some tiles and dig a little hole up here, or?
No, we got to get further in. And again, I still got to see if I can help. Sorry, I forgot his name, Jeep, but
Core.
Core.
Yeah.
Yeah, our deity. So for help, we got
Yeah,
to help him.
he's an ancestor.
I was so
Ancestor.
close.
We have to help him. What are we trying to? Help him with what?
He's apparently whatever. I'm assuming whatever's casting this magic in here is holding him prisoner. So,
Oh, that was the big guy that woke us up from sleep.
yeah,
yes.
the Mount Rushmore dude.
Ah, all right.
He shouted out to, he said, Avar of the Core the night before. He said, Avar of the Antaros, I have need of you, and Norak of the Antaros, I have need of you. I did not say anything to Shok. I would say that Norak, that probably stood out to Norak, especially that he even mentioned Avar at all. It was probably confusing to him, but to Norak would piece that together. That might have seemed strange. But after that, he says, the dead have imprisoned me here. Free me so that I may once again protect our people.
Yeah, so we got to go in.
I still say check
I
the
don't
door.
want to.
All right, let's
Fine.
do it.
Does anyone know anything about ghosts? Like
Door number
anything that
2.
could help in this situation?
Well, we fought tons of ghosts before. Remember, we
Alright,
just
give me
fought a
some
bunch of ghosts
tips.
in the temple.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door and smash it with produce flame.
I'm casting haste on Norok before any doors are opened.
Okay.
I'm casting guidance on Arteme.
All right.
Which
Arteme, you're
immediately
casting
will
Produce
drop
Flame at one of the spirits?
Yeah.
Okay. So with guidance, then you'll have the guidance is an extra d4 for attack rolls too, or is it just on checks and saves?
I
It's a
think
ability
we
checks
get-
only. It's a
Yeah,
ability checks
ability
only.
checks. But it's why not? It's just there.
I mean, yeah, it's a cantrip anyways. But in typical Arteme fashion, she rolls a natural 1.
What does she though?
Oh, you can have a reroll?
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that.
Alright.
With my halfling bountiful luck.
Typical Nazim fashion, he will be casting large shadow puppets down the stairwell.
Okay. All right. I guess where? Go ahead and put a marker where you're dropping those. All right. Well, 25 is much better than a 1, Fox.
Like
yes,
here.
it is.
Oh,
And
fuck.
do 3
Okay.
damage! Yay! 3 damage!
mean, it is a cantrip, but
Yes, at least
but
it's
to roll
still
2d8 and still get a 3, you got a 2 and a 1. That is awful.
Get behind me, you dumb child. Stay out of the fucking
He is
line of sight.
where? Oh, there you are. Okay, okay. So he moves up the stairs and to get behind you. But the dragon's up there though.
Yeah, you know what? There's a float here. There's a ghost there. We'll be fine. You just calm down. Just don't shoot me in the ass. If you could try not to do that, I'd appreciate it.
Did you say? Is it cinnamon time? Is it Do I say cinnamon?
It's sugar cookies, and honest to God, sure. But just try to stay back here for a minute until we know what we're working with.
All right, Arteme. Then you, seeing the door, you feel this kind of glistening halo around yourself as the bardic inspiration. Well, this isn't inspirations with a capital I, but with a lowercase I, attempts to affect your shot. Did not seem to help much. But you send a mote of fire into the face of the spirit. The spirit was just kind of staring blankly in this direction, but as soon as the mote of fire hits him, the eyes kind of aim straight at you, and there's a shriek. It's soundless. There's no sound at all, but the mouth opens and shrieks, and it kind of points an arm in your direction, and like it's reaching towards you, but it can't move.
Okay, that's good. If it can't move, we're good. Okay. It doesn't seem to be able to move, and that's it.
It's moving and like it can move its arms and everything. It just doesn't seem like it can come any closer.
That's fine. I'll just stay here.
All right. Norok, you are hasted. What are you doing? Nazim, did you drop your shadow puppets? Where was the marker?
Oh no, I was just joking.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if anything, you're just going to scare your friends, but I was looking forward to that.
Have we determined that these guys are actually hostile yet?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Nope.
Norok, you can see through. So actually, Sarah can probably see a little bit because remember she's at the top of the stairs. Nobody else. So just Sarah, Arteme, and Norok can actually see the spirits. Everybody else is too high up to be able to actually see them. If you came down and saw them and then went back up or whatever, that's fine. But as far as who can actually see them currently, Norok, you do see that the one that she hit with the mote is like struggling against something. There's nothing there, but it's like trying to float forward and can't. I'm going to go ahead and tell you there's also Norok and Arteme, both of you, just you two, because you're close enough. There is something that is just at the very edge of the light, a floating shadow just outside the edge of the light at the very far distance of it to the east that you can't quite see, but you just keep catching this kind of vague glimpse of movement just outside the light.
Okay.
Am I supposed to be able to see that?
It's because of your dark vision and because Foundry doesn't handle elevations very well yet. That's a future update. So Sarah, you don't know that that's there. So Becky, just don't say anything about it for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm fairly more tapped than I'd like to be fighting other things, but we'll be all right. We'll be fine.
Well, do you guys want to try this door?
We at least need to find a safe place, really away from the dragon, before we can rest.
I feel at least more comfortable here. If we need to, we could cast Circle of Return. We just got to put these bones, whatever we're supposed to put in first.
Yeah, but then we eventually have to come back here to get Core out or whatever.
No, I mean we'll it'll be fine. I'm just cold and I'm tired. Don't worry about me.
I mean, I could hit you with a flame bolt, but that probably ain't gonna do any good.
Even
it'll make it toasty.
If we had time, I could brew you some tea, but we don't really have time.
Norok, that wraith is right on the other side of the door. Right. There's two that you could see, but the one that's still kind of straining against it is like trying to reach for Arteme.
I'm gonna go around the corner real quick, and I'm just gonna go ahead and yell out, "What kind of ghosts make milk? Boobies." That's not right. That's not the joke. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Vision Blocker.
Oh man, how bad could you target him before you do it? Before you do it, target him.
It would be like here.
Yeah, but you need to double right click on whichever one you're trying to hit.
Yeah,
there
double right click, and he's got to do a saving throw of 18 wisdom.
He does not succeed.
All right, so he takes. Just to see if we can even attack it.
Sure.
Does anything seem to happen?
You send this awful joke in its direction. There is a Arteme staring at its face. There's a silent shriek. There's like they can't vocalize. Can't fucking talk tonight. But there's no sound coming out. It's clearly like in pain. It hurt it, but there's no sound coming away from it. But it shrieks and kind of eyes snap in the direction. It can't really see where Pogo is, but it like looks in the direction of where Pogo is, and then snaps back to you and keeps kind of straining at this, whatever it is that's keeping it from being able to move forward, almost zombie-like, mindlessly.
I don't like this, guys. I don't like that we can cast through it. We can't move here, and we don't even know. Like, it's probably mad now.
Are you gonna open that door?
Well, I was gonna ask you guys, what do you think? We got another door here.
Well, I mean, it'll give us another advantage to shoot from.
So we need to put these bones somewhere here, right? Do we know exactly where, specifically?
I mean, I'm sure Norak would know, right? Because I've done this before, right?
Yep. Yeah. You have to get through. So this Undercroft area, there's a broken wall essentially where the Yogg, long before you, but the Yogg had broken through the Undercroft, like broken down their walls and then got back into the tunnels where they used to be. And that's where the burial grounds are, in those tunnels.
Okay. So let's slow down just a bit farther. Have to get down.
Before he does that, I'm gonna look at that other ghost and I'm gonna say, "What kind of drinks do you order at the bar? Booze." And I'm like,
right.
do another vicious mockery against this other one to see what happens.
Fails to save.
Ghastly.
Very confused right now as to what's happening with these things.
All right,
10 more.
All the way down. Can I now see that guy?
Yep.
Great.
Oh, yeah. Shit, yes. Sarah, when you make your way to the base of the stairs there and are seeing through these two floating apparitions that you can see through this, one door, basically, behind him, behind the two apparitions and a little bit further back, just outside the edge where Norak and Arteme were unable to see, is that same floating Death Knight.
Great. I'm going to hit him with my new one. Let's see. Psychic Lens.
Okay. DC 17 intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
5, he failed.
Great. So he takes all damage, and he's incapacitated for a round.
All right.
So gotta
what's
scream things and do spells on these guys before going through these doors? I mean, it seems like it's effective.
Yeah. By the guys, there's the Death Knight's back, farther back here.
I'll tell you that he didn't seem...
One from the morning?
Yeah, the one that you just had destroyed,
That guy's a real
half an
asshole.
hour ago.
Did I tell you I did a nice dance for him and he did nothing? I danced for that man.
He didn't seem full strength, I guess is how I'd say. That didn't hurt him a lot, I'll tell you that, but he didn't seem like what you're seeing. He looks tattered and broken, like the damage done to him previously wasn't, basically he doesn't look like he's full health again, is what I'm saying, even though he's undead. But you send this beam out, this spike of bluish energy comes out from Sarah's forehead. Actually, she's still shadow form too, so we need to put that back on. Streaks out past her into the distance. Arteme, at least you can see it impacts something in the shadow beyond, and there's kind of a silent, very quiet sound of metal jangling, and then there is a booming, echoing phrase. Something said. It's a language you guys don't understand, but 4 or 5 words.
Comprehend language on. It lasts for a full minute. It should be like right at the end.
Yeah, it probably would be real close to the end. All right. So very tail end then, if comprehend languages is still up, it says in Mephiwin, as you've probably never heard it verbally spoken before. But that's what it says out loud. Although Sarah's the only one that would have heard it.
He said we keep him sealed.
It is a very spectral, very raspy voice, sounding like it's been dead a long time.
So I'm assuming we gotta kill these guys to get Core out. And he is incapacitated for a full 6 seconds, so...
Are we sure we want to release
keep who
this
sealed?
thing? I'm just gonna say, like, that thing that seemed like it was fought with a bit of honor, it was waiting for us to get a good night's sleep before it dispelled our treehouse. And I'm worried, and these ghosts aren't attacking us yet, they're staying there. Like, what if... I mean, we have to... Can you ask him? Can you ask him if it's alright if we just go perform a ceremony and then leave?
Actually, the better question would be, what's the exact history of this place?
Exact history. And how about who are you keeping sealed? That might be something I could answer better, faster.
I wasn't talking to Ghost. I was talking to our.
Yeah, Norak knows the history of this place.
If my thing is still up, comprehend languages, I will ask, why are you keeping him sealed?
Good question. Oh, is that what it is? Can you actually speak the languages during comprehend languages, or can you just hear it?
I think they can understand me as well. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit, that's a good question. You're speaking in Vindian anyway, right?
For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written. Touch a surface. It does not say so. Yeah, I would be.
Yeah.
I think it's a different spell for being able to communicate.
Well, tongues is what you're talking about, but but if you're speaking in Vindian anyway, it's okay.
Okay.
He responds in Mephuin, still in Mephuin, but it doesn't. It seems like maybe he at least understood your the gist of your question.
To protect the realm from what exactly?
And you have maybe one more question before your comprehend's going to run out. You could recast, but
I will. Yeah, I'll recast comprehend languages. Okay. And does he not just protect his people? Okay. So apparently, he says that they protect the realm. That and they're keeping him sealed to protect the realm from him. But has he done anything specific to make you lock him up? Like, was he trying to kill a bunch of people? Did he attack a city or something?
He's not moving at all this entire time. He's just floating in space.
Right, so it seems like Core didn't do anything to get locked up. They just think he's evil incarnate, and we do as we were bid. Bid by who?
I'm also just gonna yell out, do you mind if we just go and we won't release him? We got to bury another person, and that way there's just another buried person here, and we don't have to release this guy. You can watch, it's fine, we don't mind. We have some business we gotta do having nothing to do with this other thing. And then we'll leave.
He shouts that back. In spectral rasp, he shouts that back. You don't know if it was confusion between the bevy of questions, like the barrage of questions, or not. You don't know.
Okay, so first I'm going to ask him, whose bidding do you do? Does he have any other name? Okay. And would it be okay with you if we just buried... Okay. Would it be alright if we buried local tribesmen here? We just want to bury him. We don't want any trouble. Right, so he doesn't seem to be understanding that we need to bury somebody here. He also said that they do the bidding of the king, Jostan. Is that how you say it? Jostan?
Jostan, yeah.
Jostan, last of his name. And then when I asked if we could bury...
Make a history check for Sarah and Arteme. Pogo, make one with disadvantage. Shit, and Norak with advantage. It'll be everybody.
Brothers named Joe and Stan. And
sometimes perception, right?
No, history. Everybody except for so Nazim being from Vabi wouldn't have any recognition of who that
All
might
right,
be.
do it
But
normal. I'll do it again. Probably doesn't matter. I only got 5.
yeah, Sarah's probably the only one that is red enough to be able to pick this up. That is the last Mephuan king, was Jostin.
Okay, and was he one of the king? No, he wouldn't have been in that book, right?
No. That's much too recent. No, this was only taken. Mephua basically dissipated about 450 years ago.
Okay.
That book is talking thousands of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I get all my fucking notes in here. There's so much.
There you go.
Can we pass without you attacking us?
He repeats what he just said.
What a parrot.
You must answer my questions. 3.
Just keep saying, we care not for rituals, we keep him sealed. I have a feeling if we push trying to go through here, we're going to have to fight him.
He says, we care not for your rituals. We keep him sealed. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that means, like, we got safe passage, he doesn't care if we do our ritual, or it means he doesn't give a shit that we have to do it, and he's going to attack us if we try to push through. Could be, it's a 50-50.
Is a good question. I'm gonna go ahead and Eldritch Blast this ghost in front of me.
All right.
I'll take one for the team before you Eldritch Blast if you want.
Nope, I'm just attacking. All 3 of this ghost right in front of me.
I love those effects. I know you guys probably don't care as much as I do, but I think they're cool. All 3 of those hit. Oh, hang on. Yeah, all 3 of those hit.
Did it auto roll damage? No, just attack rolls.
Just 3 attack rolls. Yeah.
Damage.
Did you change your dice color? Really
no,
bright.
I think the update removed my old purple color, but it's okay, no biggie.
It's still everybody else still had their ugly colors. Ben's ugly color is still there. That's just a really bright purple all of a sudden.
Brighter than it was before.
Yeah.
Hey, mine's not ugly.
Okay.
I think
Not all of them are ugly, but what's
For
that?
some reason, it looks a little lower. Is that definitely right? The 3d10s with no additions, no add-ons.
Yeah. So what you're seeing there is one of the add-ons that you want is Agonizing Blast, and Agonizing Blast lets you add your Charisma modifier to every roll, and that's what Nazim has it, and I have it on Rav.
Still better than my. Yeah. So this is the damage.
19. Yeah. No, still good. And plus it's a cantrip, so you can, and it scales with levels. It's one of the best cantrips in the game. Anyways, you for the first time send out this blast of Corvalane energy into the Wraith there. With the second blast, before the third even impacts it, the Wraith dissipates with a silent scream as it just kind of rips in little. What's the?
I was gonna yell down that way. Can we do our special thing now? Can we go and do our ritual now, please?
You hear another reply in the same. He repeats the same thing. You didn't know what it is, except that Sarah had repeated to you that he says, "We care not for your rituals. We keep him sealed." And it didn't move. By the way, now, Sarah, now that you can see where you are, there's another spirit right beside the other one. There were 3 in the doorway there. There are others floating around in the distance, too. They're all over the place. They're, like, everywhere down here that you can see.
All right.
And the Death Knight didn't move. He's still standing there. Or floating.
Just murder them all.
I'm going to make a
I'm
move.
over it. They're already dead. I mean, they're ghosts.
Okay.
I don't feel bad about ghosts.
Did it seem like the ghost took more damage from Pogo's Corvalane magic than any other magic we hit it with?
That'd be tough to decipher. Give me an Arcana check, Sarah. Oh, really? Is that broken? Oh, hang on, I got the wrong one.
Never mind.
You see another Wraith float out of the wall and take the place of the one previous. No, it didn't seem like it as far as you could tell.
Okay. I mean, do you guys think, like, if we walk through that door that they'll eventually be able to, like, we'll break some barrier thing and they
Absolutely.
can
They'll
come
be able to
through
attack
at
us.
us?
Well, just look down the hallway. I'll look down the hallway. I'll make a gate. We just jump through. Jump right behind them. If they chase us, they chase us. We fight them. At least we'll know.
I mean, it's not a terrible option. I can see doors on the other side of this hall, so
And they can probably,
not
just so you
too
know, this
far.
guy at the end can probably hear us. So
Well, I'm gonna move.
okay, look, we didn't mean you harm to begin with. We've been attacked by a lot of shit. So we're just being precautionary. Everything tries to kill us wherever we go.
All of you heard the booming echo of this rasping voice. Sarah replied to it as if it had said something about you harming them.
Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't, we're just coming in to kill everything. It's just, that's usually how it happens. So, I mean, if you'll let us pass and bury Oboe, we'll stop attacking you. Like, that is an option.
I don't think
They
he cares.
haven't attacked you at all. So just to be clear,
I don't think
Oh
he
my
cares.
God.
Can I just
I'm
make a
going
move?
to throw another Eldritch Blast at the new one that just formed, trying to get around.
my
real
God.
quick, hang on. Nazim was trying to do something. What did you want to do, Sako?
I'm just gonna make a move. I'll guinea pig it.
Do you have another character ready to go?
I'm gonna
You
go
have a
ahead and
backup
cast
character?
guidance on him. I'll cast guidance on him.
I'm kidding, Sako. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. Have we at least determined that they're not even hostile yet? Have we walked up to them, checked?
Nobody's walked through the doors.
Have
We
fun.
know so far they can't come through at us, but none of us has gone through to them.
Actually, I'll do one better. I'm gonna give you bardic inspiration, so don't worry about guidance. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand on your floating shoulder, you weird creeper, and I'm gonna say, I wish you the best of luck. Try not to die a horrible, painful, excruciating death. And then I'm gonna kind of push his floating body towards the door. So you get a D10 towards any of your other rolls that you do for one time.
And an extra 5 feet of movement from the shove. So
On the shove, just a little push
little
it.
halfling shove.
There you go.
Since you're already floating.
Then I'm gonna go here a little bit.
Well, I could test the waters with just a hand. Move my hand through here with the mage hand, just to see if they get hostile against the hand that passes through.
Let me clarify just so that everybody knows what they're seeing now. Nazim, now that you're down there and can see these clearly, the spirit that Pogo destroyed dissipated and was gone, and another one floated out of the wall and is just standing there. And the three, while floating there, there are 3 in the doorway that you can see around the corner. There's 3 directly in front of you, basically blocking the width of the hallway there, and none of the 3 of them are responding. They're just they're zombies that are not hostile. They're just floating there. They're the one that was screaming and reaching was the one that Arteme had hit first. Now they're all just floating there.
Well, if you guys want to go in for the kill, I'll pop a gate, and I can just
either way, we
gate
have to go
right
in.
behind them, and I can gate to the doors behind the Death Knight. and
How
just
many
kick
people
over
can
those
go
doors.
through it? Because I feel like Norok's still gonna be the one you want to take with you if you can.
Let me see here. Choose 2 points.
I'm
10
not turning
feet,
around.
500.
Ava, keep your fucking ass at the top of the stairs.
Okay, the dragon's gonna get through.
I'll tell you what.
Maybe we should bring
By the way,
each
you
other
guys.
down.
Oh, you know what? I should have told you guys this. You guys are hearing like the whole place is rattling from stones. Like the roof is probably caved in by now.
It doesn't say. I think we could just throw everybody through.
He says you will not free him.
Fine. Deal. We probably wouldn't know how if we wanted to, anyways.
Norok.
Yeah, how does Norok feel?
Well, we got to go through one way or the other. And besides, we can't stand here forever because obviously the Death Knight already came out once. He can come out if he wants to, obviously. So if he wants to kill us, he'll come out and kill us. So we might as well just go.
With that door open, yeah, what Norok said seems very apt for all of you. It seems the rest of them may be more limited. He seems able to come, or at least he was able to previously, in that you did see him outside. But the other spirits they don't seem like they can cross this line.
Alright, well, we don't really have a choice. We have to bury Oboe. So if nobody else is going to go through the door, Sarah is just going to walk through.
Okay.
Do I get
I'm
whacked?
gonna guess I can't see him from here, huh?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I can?
Both Sarah and Sarah, are you on the broom?
No, because I'm assuming the door's not super tall.
It's
Like,
human height, but yeah, it's fine. But both Norok has to kind of duck his head a little bit to fit under it.
So
But you
maybe
both
like a foot off the floor on the broom.
okay. All right, so you step through the threshold or float through the threshold. The spirits don't react or respond. They don't seem to care.
Okay.
Great. I'm gonna go through.
As soon as you get there, stop. The
Here.
Death Knight holds his sword in your direction. He doesn't. Let me go ahead and clarify. It doesn't charge the way that he had when he had blasted you guys with that death wave previously. But he
Oh
does.
shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a big cone, and you know he could hit you guys with it potentially. But he is holding in your direction, and it seems like he could do that. But he has. It does not charge. It doesn't seem like he's attacking. He just says. He kind of repeats a phrase, two phrases that he said previously. Sarah, you translating for everybody, he says, "You will not free him. We care not for your rituals."
Kind of a broken record, isn't he? I bet he was a lot of fun at parties.
Mhm. We don't want to free anybody. We just want to bury someone. I mean, we don't really have a choice. I'm gonna take a step forward.
Wouldn't that be freeing his spirit?
I'm going to hold. I'm gonna go ahead and hold Eldritch Blast, and if he does anything, I'm gonna go ahead and attack him with Eldritch Blast. So I'm keeping it readied.
Okay. Sarah, Norok, yeah, go ahead, G.
Just hold a melee attack. Only
You have
if
a
he
weapon in hand?
attacks first. Yeah, my sword. Only if he attacks first. So.
Okay.
I'll prep Eldritch Blast as well, just in case.
Okay. Norok holding your Sword of Soul and Hours, kind of both handed, but just, laying the flat of the blade against your shoulder and just, kind of walking carefully past just in case, preparing to swing. As you get within reach or so, where he could still reach you, his sword is a bastard sword, but it's long enough that he could have, reached out if he chose to. He does spin it around in his hands, and he holds the hilt in both hands with the blade pointed down, as if it was touching the ground, except he's floating above. You see it kind of wavering a little bit. You realize all of him is spectral at this point. There isn't a lot of physical consistency to him remaining, it seems. He's injured still, is what I'm saying, is the impression that you get. But he's just kind of holding it and kind of looks in your direction and gives a subtle nod, and then looks in Sarah's kind of floating evil purple direction and nods and just stands there.
All right, guys, I think we're good. Norok, lead the way, because I have no idea where I'm going, but I'm going this way, so I hope it's the right way.
I'm gonna nod back at the Death Knight.
Just yell if you need us more.
Hey, he gave us a nod. I think we're okay. If y'all are coming, you better come now.
Yeah.
He's nodding, and then he's saying one thing, he's nodding the other.
He's just saying they don't care about our rituals. You will not free him.
Did you
So I
watch
think
it,
if we
Doors?
try to free him, he'll attack
Yeah,
us.
so
But if
maybe
we're
let's
just
just-
burying,
He just wasn't very, he's not very good at, words then.
He's
Yeah.
probably,
He's been dead a long
He's
time.
dead.
yeah, what happened to him dead before?
Probably hasn't had a lot of practice talking for a while.
The doors forward are where we need to go, or do we need to take a hallway? Where are we going?
We got
Maybe I could
doors
work
right
with him
here,
and
we got
Turn
doors
some
in the
on
front.
phonics DVDs or something.
I'm assuming Norok knows where we're going.
Sarah, you can see spirits in all directions. They are everywhere, and you keep seeing occasionally like a hand will come out of the wall, and or a bit of an elbow here, a foot there. As they're clearly just all around you. They're all over. They do seem to be concentrated to the north and south, is how I'll put that politely. There are basically, it seems like there are barriers of them almost at exits, is the impression you get. There don't appear to be any in the doors in front of you, though.
And the doors are where we need to go to bury Obo.
What about these doors that I'm by too?
Where is Nazim? There's not a spirit in front of that door. Norok, those doors, yeah, that's the direction you would need to go. Goes down through that way, which would lead through the broken wall and then into the tunnels, as you remember it.
Just
No,
so you
this
guys
door.
are aware. Keep going straight. Don't take any rights or lefts, because
Yeah, Arteme, no. So both Arteme and Nazim, the doors that are off to either side there don't appear to be like the spirits don't seem to care. They're not protecting those doors as far as you can tell.
Let's check them out.
Get back up those fucking stairs!
Shok is coming down behind him, kind of shoveling him forward, and Shok just gives you a unconcerned look, like he's not going to listen to you.
No, Shulk can do whatever he wants. He's a grown-ass.
Yeah,
man
but
with a
he's
gun
pushing
point.
Avar down in front of him. He's not letting Avar be up there where the dragon is tearing through the building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Does
I'm
it
gonna
seem
check
like
out
the
the store.
dragon's like getting through the floor though? Like, is he like attacking?
He's by now. I'll go ahead and tell you guys that enough rubble has hit the above and like blown a wave of dust into the basement down where you guys are. Like basically, you know, a cloud of dust coming down the stairs. He's probably collapsed a good chunk of the building above right now. That said, a lot of that collapsing is probably going to block the stairwell to even get out of here. So you know, presumably, you know, limiting his ability to even get to where you guys are as well.
Okay, do we want to check these side doors?
I mean, you guys can if you want to. I am not moving from where I'm at. I got permission to pass once. I'm not going to test it.
Yeah, I don't know if the spirits are going to want
I'm,
us to go
I'm
the
going
other way.
north.
Okay. You open that
Who's
door,
gonna
Nazim.
babysit?
Both Arteme and Nazim open doors, and floating in both of the rooms are at least two spirits that you can see floating there. One of them in the southern room begins to float towards Arteme, seemingly not in necessarily a hostile intent, but looking at you, and floats up and begins to kind of like kind of pushing at you and moving, like trying to poke and prod at you.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to be, doesn't seem to be hostile necessarily, but you're not really sure.
Okay,
Give me Nazim, same thing. One of the both of there's two in that room actually, and both of them kind of come your direction. Give me a whiz. Well, Arteme, you're trying to get away. You're moving away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move away.
Okay. The wraith follows you. Give me a wisdom check on Arteme. And Nazim, wisdom check with advantage.
And if you need to, you also can use a bardic inspiration, Azim.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you have inspiration still. It doesn't feel hostile at first, but there's something about this that feels like this is a Arteme. I'm gonna give this to you, one for the check, but also because your DC would be different. Nazim, I can't tell you why. Arteme, the reasoning for you, I guess, is how I'll say this. This feels like if you were in a cage with a big, like a bear, for example, and the bear isn't necessarily hostile yet, but it could turn at any second. That's what that feels like. That's the impression you get. And it could, if it decided to attack you, it would be very bad, very fast, especially because you're surrounded by all of them.
Okay.
So
I am gently, slowly gonna move towards Sarah.
Okay. She went out to the east over there.
Are these levers or candle, like torch things? In the
Yeah,
wall?
they're sconces, but there's no flame in them. It is pitch black down here, except for the light that you brought with you.
Oh, okay. I'll light them with produce flame.
You.
Maybe
All
we
right.
should mess with anything down here. Wait.
Well, it's a
I
bit
have no
late
idea
now.
what he's doing.
Well, I could light one
shit.
at least. It's a torch.
Well, you reach up to light one with what? Produce flame?
Yeah.
Okay. The sconce that you're below flickers into a fire light, not the same as the artificial light of of light, the spell light that you have around you, which is just arcane. It's not a fire. Produce flame, though, if you're lighting the torch, which is what I assume you were doing there. As soon as you do, there is an ungodly screech. Where these creatures have been silent entirely before, they are instantly infuriated, and each of them have a painful, ghastly face, like the one you would hit, but they are making screeches, like pain screeches, and immediately start surrounding you.
Okay.
And
So
clear, they're very
Does the
hostile.
knight do anything at the end of the hall?
they really don't like fire then.
Put it out!
Pogo, what were you saying there?
Did the knight do
Darkness.
anything at the end of the hall, or was it just the ghosts?
Did the light do? Oh, you mean the knight?
Knight.
Sorry, the knight. Okay, sorry, I wasn't hearing knight. He pulls he kind of where he was holding the hilt or the sword point down. He spins it around and lifts it up.
All right, so I would cast my ready to at that. I would consider that the
Okay,
like an
that's
action
fine.
that-
Nazim, you still? I'm going to count yours as still readied as well. You were going into that being prepared. Arteme, casting produce flame would have kind of used your action there essentially. The Death Knight isn't attacking immediately, but the wraiths most certainly are. There'll be 3 that are attacking Arteme and 2 that are by Pogo, and there's still the others that are surrounding. The ones by Norok and Sarah don't react. They don't. They would be outside the firelight, is what I'm saying. So they don't seem to care that you guys are over there. But you do hear this commotion of this like ungodly screaming coming from behind you. Arteme, it'll be 3 of these. This could go bad. DC 14. Hang on. Okay, it's attack rolls first. All right, so first one, 11. I assume that will not hit Fox.
No.
16, I think is your AC, right?
I think it's 17 now.
rolling
With,
like shit. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, at least their roll is 17. Okay.
Oh, that'll hit.
Well, one of them hits. Give me a DC 14 con save, Fox. Oh yeah, my dice are messed up too. That's not how mine normally look at all. They look like Ben's actually.
Oh gee.
All right, so failed the con save. 23 damage as the. Oh, I didn't do the target. I have the animations on there for him too. Anyway, as these 3 surround you, begin trying to they're reaching out in your direction, and you feel life blood, like literally just the blood out coming out of your pores as they're kind of making this conical, almost sucking gesture towards you. Just this kind of scream, kind of in your face, and blood is just dripping out of your pores and then streaming off into the face of one of them. The other 2 attempt to do the same and do not connect. Your max hit points are reduced by 23. 92. Let me make a note of that.
Would it be okay if I rolled my 3 Eldritch Blasts on the big guy?
Go ahead. That'll put you to 69 as your new max hit points, Arteme. You can see in the spell how that works, so you can scroll. I just did it. I did it for you. But you can scroll up to see how that works if you care to. Don't worry about it being a permanent thing, but it is a decent enough duration that it could be a problem.
Okay, but my hit points is still at the 80 some odd. It's just my max goes down.
Well, oh, hang on. No. You take the damage too. So you were 63 before? Yeah, so it was 23. So you'd be down to 40.
No. I already took off the 23.
Okay, yeah, okay. If you already took that off. Yeah.
I didn't know how to take it off from my total.
I took care of that for you. So you're 63 out of 69 now. All right. Which one were you trying to hit? Who were you trying to hit?
Me, I had it readied for the Death Knight. So if you raised the sword, I would have unleashed it.
Okay.
One would have missed, but I got a 20 and a 19 on the other 2, and I think those hit.
Yep. All right, so 18 damage, or 16 damage?
16 damage, yeah.
All right. All right. I've applied that to him. Nazim, the 2 that were right next to you.
How are we not in initiative yet?
Well, the thing is, this is all happening at once, so you will be, but also because we're at time, I don't want to start start the combat technically now. I just want to resolve the readied actions, I guess, if that makes sense.
Can I shut this door and then extinguish that fire she just started?
Yeah, if you want to spend your turn, sure.
All right, I slam that door. And
okay, that's a free action. That doesn't cost you anything, so you can do that.
I make a beeline towards that one torch that she lit.
Okay, it's on the sconce above her head, so how are you going to put it out?
Yeah, I'm floating up anyway, so I'm just going to smack it with my hand and pat it down and...
okay.
Pretty much just snuff the fire, I guess you would say.
I'd say that you can move through the race. You didn't necessarily know this, but you're going to have to be able to do that because it's above where she is. All right. Yeah. So as you go to float through the wraith, you feel immense pain in the places where your body contacts the wraith. I guess it'll be the same, but since you're choosing to do it, it's not going to be an attack. You successfully bat the flame out, and the room goes dark, except for the previous arcane light that you already had in place. But you will automatically take, since you're choosing. Basically, what I'm saying is that the attack roll normally would be, you'd have the attack roll and then the save, but you chose to enter it, so you're automatically going to take one hit of the life drain from it, which will be. Oh, you can ignore that actually. 20 damage, and your max HP reduced by 20 as well. So you were at 41, you'll be at 21 now. Let me make sure I'm making a note of your guys' max HPs. You guys, just so that you guys understand too, that's not permanent. That's you get that back after a long rest, but just so that you guys don't feel like you're permanently lost more than what your level is.
that he's going into this next battle with 21 hit points, though? This next whole
He's
situation?
got 21 hit points left, yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, he took the bite from the dragon, hit him pretty hard.
Yeah.
All right,
Good job.
so 21 out of 88 now for Nazim. But the good news is, once Nazim extinguishes the fire, they're just batting away with it with his hand, just kind of knocking it to the ground and trying to, stomp at it as best he can. The wraiths kind of float listlessly and looking around seem confused.
Okay, they get very angry with actual light.
What's the knight doing that I hit with Eldritch Blast?
He's kind of still looking in your direction. He spins the blade back around and points it back down again.
Wow, what a forgiving person.
They just really don't like natural light.
It's just light traps. So
they're
light traps.
There's another shout that like kind of echoing down, especially down here now that the back end of the cave is kind of collapsed over. There's rubble that's blocking the stairs, and he shouts that. Becky, Sarah's the only one that can understand it.
He said, "We are not loved by the sun, so no light."
Okay.
That's
all right. Well, I guess I'll just do nothing then. They don't seem to be bothered by my magical sword.
Take a mental note. If we get attacked down here, if something comes down, immolate them.
Light them on fire?
Fire is... Okay, I don't know if that was a joke.
No, I mean, like, if there's, like, something else down here, and if we light it on fire, maybe they'll attack the thing that's on fire.
If an enemy's rushing us, just remember.
If we need a diversion, we could always light, Artemis' little pet on fire, let it run around.
No, definitely not.
What?
Just definitely not.
Why do you think there's a cat around?
They're temporary torches, right? All right, so let's go ahead all right, we are at time there. The 4th, guys, December 4th. Everybody good for that?
Yeah,